Hello, and welcome to the first stream of the Basement Wargamers X-Wing League.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, I can actually hear myself. I'm the only one monitoring this right now. So, yeah, it's going to be
You should
weird.
get the hip neck band action going
Can
on.
you still hear me? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you probably.
We'll
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah.
This will be a little less easy on my ears, or easier on my ears.
And you can actually hear me.
Yeah. So my name is Mark. I'll be hosting the X-Wing League live stream, and next to me is Mr. Panda.
That's right. Some of you may have seen me before. I'm the floating panda on Twitch. I tend to float around, and now I find myself in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah. So you're basically the in-house guru of tabletop wargaming, right? You played like everything here.
I try to play a lot of things, yes, and this is one I've always seen and wanted to play. I just haven't got a chance to get into it yet because
the one you haven't.
This is the one I haven't.
Played.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, that'll be fun.
Yeah, it seems interesting. I've actually never really sat down and watched a game, so I think if I'm going to do it, might as well go all in.
Right. Right. Okay. Might as well commentate a game.
That's right. Why? I mean, I don't know anything about it really, but who cares?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Mm-hmm. So now I get to be with people watching that have no idea what's going on either, just to prove that you don't need to know what's going on. So, no problem, man.
Yeah.
Whoa, you don't want to
I
lose
got
that.
Mr. James Scott.
Yep, this is Scott.
We're going.
We're live.
We're already live. Yep. Thank you, James.
Another Basement Wargamers member.
Yes. Co-commissioner of the X-Wing League, actually. Yep. He's a little shy for the camera, but
whatever.
Yeah.
I just go with it.
Yeah. So, the X-Wing League. We're gonna bring up here.
Okay, so run me through the rules. What are our rules?
These are rules. We will be playing. It'll be 5-game season. We're going to do faction locking. So all of the players, they've already faction locked, except for Tristan. I think he's going to be playing Rebels, but he might be playing Scum. We're doing extended format. So what that means is they have access to everything.
It's kind of like Magic, where like Legacy kind of got you.
Exactly. Games are going to be 75 minutes, typical of a tournament.
Okay.
And then for every win, they'll get 3 points, 2 points for a tie, 1 point for a loss, like hockey.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. It's going to be every other Tuesday.
Okay.
And like I said, 5 games, and then hopefully in August we'll get a nice big playoffs. Maybe like 3-game series, maybe like NCAA bracket. We're really
there you go, like a wild card. We'll just play it out when it comes along.
Exactly.
That's cool.
Yep.
That's pretty sweet.
So first up, we got Britt, James' brother-in-law. He plays a lot of Rebel. He likes to play a lot of YT 2400s with Hawks.
So that's a ship up on the screen here.
Yes, exactly. And he also tends to run like Y-Wing heavy lists sometimes.
I love Y-Wings. Yeah, I always liked them as a kid too.
Yeah. Daniel, he will be playing Republic.
So we got our Starfighter up there.
Yeah, he loves riding the Aether Sprites.
Okay.
Should be interesting. So he's a fun guy to play against.
So what's the size of each of these armies, would you say?
Well, it's 200 points.
Okay.
So typically between like 3, sometimes 2, but like 2, 3 to like 6 ships, 7 ships.
Okay.
We don't really have many people here that run true swarm lists. Actually, I think Oliver's running probably the closest thing to a swarm list.
I see the vultures over there.
Yeah, he's got the Bellabubs out.
I love them too. That's the one thing I was thinking about playing too, was running the vulture list. Yep.
Yeah, that's the new faction.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
So,
and the other one, speaking of swarms, I've heard the TIE Swarm. I've heard people actually at Adepticon talking about the old TIE Swarms.
Yeah, and that's still a thing.
Okay.
We don't have anybody that really runs it here. We do have an Empire player in the league, and we might see some of that.
That's pretty cool.
So it should be interesting.
So we got First Order. Go ahead.
We got David. He'll be playing First Order, which is basically the First Order ties.
Right.
Slightly limited selection of ships, but they do some interesting things.
I see. Is that Kylo's ship there, or is that another?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's a silencer. I don't know. It looks cool. So
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like the old
black.
Interceptor. Yeah. Yeah, it's black and red. Yeah.
Yeah, we got Howard. He'll be playing the Empire.
And speaking of the Interceptors.
Yeah, I like the Interceptors.
Yeah.
But you don't see it a lot. Sometimes people run them, but they do the tie. You'll see the Lambdas a lot. Alpha Class Star Wings are really cool ship. It's like a gunboat.
Any Defenders?
Defenders.
Yeah, those are always cool.
Yeah. People here really like the Phantoms.
Ooh,
which are
okay.
Fun. They're fun little ships.
See, I'm familiar with Star Wars. I just don't know the game. So I'm hearing all these things like, oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So
Cool. Mr. James, He runs Scum and Villainy, and he plays a lot of the IGs, the IG-88 ship.
And they're basically bounty hunters, from what my friend has told me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They have one of the largest ship selections from when you're building lists, basically.
Okay.
They got a ton of different stuff. You can do a lot of different things with Scum. He tends to run fire sprays or IGs. Sometimes he runs a mining tie.
Okay.
On an off night, he'll run something completely different.
Something off the walls, because you can with when you have a big faction.
Exactly. So, we got Kevin. He'll be playing tonight. He's playing Rebel. I did notice that he's got a 1300 out. He's got a HWK, so it should be fun. I think it's the Handbrake Han list, right? Okay. It should be interesting. I've run Han. Han's fun. He's got a cool rule. If he's close to obstacles, he starts re-rolling dice like crazy.
That's pretty cool.
So,
It seems to fit the character. He's really good at that. So one question I do have, they separate Empire and First Order. Are the Rebels kind of fit that whole dynasty from the original trilogy up until...
They pulled the Resistance out.
So Resistance is its own faction now.
Yeah, like you can't run a T-65 and a T-70 together. The T-70 is now in the Resistance. They have their own version of the A-Wing, the RZ-2 A-Wing.
Okay.
They do have the YT-1300. They have a Han Solo. He's got different rules.
Okay.
And then they have Rey. And then they have the Resistance Bomber.
Right, that really slow thing. It makes no sense.
Yes.
Gotcha.
It's got some interesting rules. It's got a lot of interesting slots. I've actually looked at running that because I fly Resistance.
That's pretty cool.
So, yeah.
Speaking
I might
of.
be playing the list. Yes, this is me. I'll be playing Resistance if I do. I would like to run T-70 formations.
Okay.
3 X-Wings, or I've been looking at running a YT-1300 piloted by Rey with like Poe.
Okay.
Like 2 super powerful ships.
So now, you said running in formation. Is there like a rule, or like you move in a formation, or is that just something that you're doing?
It's a technique. It's a flying technique.
Okay.
So basically, you'll just group your ships, and you'll fly your ships always together.
Okay.
And then only split up really if you need to. That way you can concentrate your fire. But it does mean that everything is really close together. It's kind of easy to counter if
Right.
you don't watch yourself.
But you have, I guess, more firepower, more...
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things I like to do when I fly Rebel is I'll run a T-65 formation with 3 ships, and then I'll run Wedge and Luke, and then run like a Cavern Angel Zealot, but I'll take a Swarm Tactics card.
Okay.
So what ends up occurring is I have 3 proton torpedo shots at like initiative 7 and 6. So even though I'm flying a formation and I may get concentrated fire, my shots are going off first.
Right.
So I usually end up just deleting a ship on first turn, and you're
Seems
already
pretty
behind
strong.
the 8 ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even in real life, planes fly in squads. So
Yeah,
it makes sense.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's
Yeah.
thematic, right?
Absolutely.
Oliver, he'll be
Separatist.
running the Separatist. And he was pointing to the Swarm tonight. Yeah, he's got 4 Bellabubs and an Infiltrator, so it should be interesting.
That seems pretty cool.
Yeah. And then Tristan, he's, I believe, flying Rebel tonight. He might be flying Scum. He hasn't decided on a faction lock, and his game is not going to be played tonight. So eventually he'll decide on what he wants to play, but he's got some time still. So
Right.
We'll see.
And for those listening, come to Gamer 7 Tuesday nights. That's when all this goes down. We have other stuff, other nights you can come in and play, but our big night for Basement Wargamers is Tuesdays. I think every table's, just about every table's full right now. We have people playing and building, which is kind of neat.
Yeah, it's an amazing facility, and the ramen is really good.
And cheaper than you'll get anywhere else, too. You could probably pay at least another $5 to $10 for what you're getting here.
And it's like a bowl of pho. I don't know if you ever had pho or pho.
I haven't.
Vietnamese you have to try.
Yeah, I do. People have told me about the Vietnamese noodles. I haven't yet to try them yet. Yeah.
It's super good.
Yep.
Right? It's good stuff, man.
But I have had the ramen here. If it's similar, I'm a fan of the miso. I like the sesame flavor.
I like the shoyu, I think. So just the straight pork broth.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yep. I think the pork broth is definitely better than the chicken broth.
Yeah.
So I think the miso is based on the pork.
Like soy sauce. Which one's the soy sauce?
That might be the miso as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just know it's good.
Yeah, it was all good. And they got pizza and chicken fingers and all that stuff, too.
Yep. Just about anything that's not fully prepared.
Yeah.
The ramen is toeing that line.
Yeah.
But they're technically It's great.
Yeah, no,
it is amazing. I love it.
And the facility is awesome.
Yes.
The staff is really cool.
Air conditioned this time of year.
We just had a tornado warning.
I heard that. I mean, I looked outside the past couple of days. It looked like it would.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, we had wind come in. I'm like, oh, it's raining. I got to run to my car, and it was just hot wind and hot water. It was just like I just said to myself, "There's going to be a tornado somewhere."
Yeah.
Like maybe not here, but this is going places.
Yeah.
This is.
We're in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, by the way. This isn't the Midwest.
Right.
Yeah.
It is. So. We have bits that are like out in Lancaster. It's not that far away. We have bits that are flat enough for your typical tornado, but generally we're too close to the coast to really get that mixture. But it has happened. I've walked through one before.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna get into the game here. I know Kevin's itching to play. Is Oliver here? He's waiting for ramen. Oh, he's in the back.
So we have a slight technical difficulty in that one of our players has decided
relieving himself.
Which probably better for a big tournament, So we can continue talking about tornadoes.
Yeah. What's up? You want to talk about Handbrake Han?
All right. Want to switch over to?
Yeah. Might as well. All
right. I'll let someone who is more qualified to speak.
We got Kevin. He's actually playing tonight. He's got the Handbrake Han list. What's going on, Kevin?
What's going, buddy?
You're not going to hear me in there.
It's all like 30 seconds later, so.
Yeah.
So while we're waiting.
What made you run the Handbrake Han list?
So one, I'm degenerate.
Okay.
And I came from playing Magic, so I wanted to do something that was a little bit more fun, a little bit more combo-y. And that's pretty much how the list works. I see what my opponent does, and then I decide whether or not I even want to play by the rules or if I just want to stop and stay where I'm at.
Yeah. Well, because I was looking at, I made a list where it was Ray in the 1300 with the Resistance, and then Poe.
Yep.
So it was just two annoying ships, really. Which is kind of in the same vein, except the HWK is more of a supportive ship.
Yeah, so a lot of times people will run like Jake or another X-Wing to kind of give a little extra firepower.
Yeah.
What I decided to do with mine was to run the Hawk with the HWK with the multi-crow title.
Okay.
Gives me two separate arcs, so I can always turn a turret to constantly be on Han.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I can use Jan's ability to shoot, to gain a stress and shoot an extra attack die out of Han.
Okay.
Which, with his extra reroll, target locks, or any other modifying, usually gets a pretty good punch.
Yeah.
Which just allows me to make my main ship, the reason why I'm running the list, even more powerful. You'll notice I'll be pretty much playing her back behind Han, using him as a shield for most of it.
Yeah, very difficult.
But she can also attack on her own. Even with the stress, she'll still be storing up a bunch of focuses herself and be able to shoot modified dice even while stressed, even while moving the turret to keep that arc. So she'll be able to keep herself punching the entire way through. And I'm hoping that she takes a couple of these separatists out herself.
There you go. Okay. We got a lot of small targets with the Bellabubs, so you should be at least downing a ship once a turn. Hopefully two.
That's the hope. With a little bit of trick shot with...
So you are running trick shot.
I am running...
Perceptive co-pilot?
I'm not running any sort of perceptive co-pilot or any sort of coordinate.
Okay.
What I'm doing is I'm running Lando, just as another action for keeping her focuses up, and two, hoping to get a couple of aids to keep my ship alive.
Okay.
I know that she's going to be a prime target, so that way the rest of the ships can all focus on Han and shoot at the two spots he could be at.
Okay.
So the hopes are everything else is keeping her alive, while trying not to add too many points that she's too enticing.
Yeah. Okay, great. I think Oliver's back.
Perfect. So I'll jump
Are you
out.
ready? Cool. We'll get Panda back in here.
Back in. And we can hop into playing.
And we'll jump over to feed. This is pre-asteroid. And there we are. I wanted, a lot of times when you watch these games, they fast forward through this part or kind of speed this part up. I enjoy this part of the game.
So what is happening then?
So typically, what you do, each player picks 3 asteroids, and then initiative is decided, and you take turns placing asteroids.
Okay.
So this can be very strategic, depending on what you're running. So he's running Handbrake Han. he's got to be within range 1 of an obstacle, basically all game, because that's where his ability kicks in.
So we'll get the most benefit from it.
Yeah,
Okay.
what he does is when he rolls dice, if he's within range 1 of an obstacle, then he gets to re-roll his dice.
Which is pretty strong.
Yeah.
Reroll. I don't even have to know how to play the game. Any sort of reroll is definitely very strong.
Yes, yeah. So the way that he's going to space these things, or will look to space these things, will kind of affect where he's going to fly, what he's going to do.
I'd imagine he's going to want to ping pong through them if he needs to, right?
Yeah. He wants enough space. It's a large base ship, so they can't be too close. Otherwise, it gets really annoying to
try
move
and
around.
right.
But at the same time, you kind of want to keep them close enough to where it gives you some options and you're still within range 1.
Right.
And then he's got the HWK. It's a small base ship, and you'll look to see that ship is probably going to tail the other ship.
Okay.
It's going to be right behind it. It's not super strong when it comes to attacking. It's more of a supportive ship.
Okay.
So he's going to kind of try to keep it out of the firing arcs.
Right. Makes sense to me.
Yeah. So we have Oliver. He's placing an asteroid. He's running the small asteroids. 2 at the top of your screen there. I don't think... Was this one placed? I don't think it was.
I don't think. I think they kind of shuffled them all to the side. Now this one here might be.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, he did. Yep.
Okay.
So he's placing that. Okay, this is. It's going to be interesting. So it's got to be 2 away from the sides. It's got to be 1 away from any other asteroid.
Okay.
So that's what they're measuring.
And this is like I'm looking at some of the stuff for Star Wars Legion. You don't measure anything. You just have template movement.
Yes. Yeah. There's no inches. It's not like 40K or AOS.
Right.
And
I saw one thing when I was actually at Adepticon. I was walking past all the tables. I saw they had like a swoopy template. I guess that's how you turn.
That's the turning stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. There's banks, which is basically when you look at a bank, your ship ends up 45 degrees. And then a hard turn, which is a 90-degree turn.
Okay.
And then there are some other maneuvers that we'll talk about when we get to them, like K-turns and Segnor loops.
Okay.
And Talon rolls, one of my personal favorites.
And you mentioned before about wanting to be in your obstacles. That's exactly what he was actually just talking about. Was when he was setting up his thing. He was talking about where he wants his ship to be. He's like, Han's going to want to be in this area.
Yeah, as you can see. On the right side there, he's going to be deploying, and now he's got some lanes to work with, and there's kind of this open area in front of this infiltrator now. So where he places Han is going to be interesting.
Now, from my amateur point of view, now you guys probably can't see what I'm pointing at, but I'd imagine you probably want to place him somewhere over here and kind of move this way.
Down toward the bottom of the screen, come into the middle board, and then come up the middle.
Because then you have options with your turns. From what I understand, you can go this way or that way to keep getting your bonus.
The one thing I like to do is I'll deploy in, say, like the bottom corner, like you're talking about, but I'll be facing up your screen, like up along my deployment zone, and that gives me the option to kind of slow roll it a little bit. And if I need to, I can turn in, but I can boost through.
Right.
I probably wouldn't do it in this situation.
So they're going to be playing short way. I guess it's a square board. So
it's 3x3.
So I guess you could deploy down towards the bottom of the screen, facing away from your opponent. He looks like he's going right at him.
Right through the middle. Yep. Which means, Han's gonna. This is gonna get interesting because now he's got a choice. If he deploys at the top, then he's going to go straight into the little guys. Mm-hmm. If he goes to the bottom, then he's got to deal with the infiltrator.
Right.
So,
and he doesn't really want to go right at him because then he's got to deal with everything.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
And those lanes, and you can kind of see, having played for different games, so I can see the lanes and like where things. I don't know. I have no idea how far things move, but I can get a general idea of where fire is going to go and like what you want to concentrate on.
Yeah. It looks like.
So he's going on that top right.
So Kevin's actually running us. Han's at initiative 6, and Jan is at initiative 5, which means he's going to be moving last. He's deploying last, and he's going to be shooting first on both his ships, which is interesting. Darth is actually at initiative 5. So
Darth Maul, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's
I guess the infiltrator. Yeah.
I think he's running buzz droids.
I like that. I love the little stuff like that.
Yeah, they're part of the Discord missiles that are on the 2 Bellabubs there. He's got 2 Bellabubs with Discord missiles and 2 with energy shell charges. I haven't played against either of those. He ran a probe droid list against me the last time I played.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and it's a funny mechanic specific to the Separatists.
Okay.
So it should
Probe
be
droids in the standard, like, little...
They're little droids. You can use them as target lock kind of nodes.
Okay.
And you played War Machines.
Exactly. I was going to say, yep,
Jax
arc
as
nodes and whatnot. Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking.
So you can use them as nodes, and they move every turn.
Right.
So you can use them as other ships. He made the mistake of flying them both at me, and I was running a B-Wing list.
And you just popped them.
And I just popped them. And I had no other targets yet. We haven't fully engaged, so I kind of took his gimmick away on turn one.
That's a shame. Now, B-Wings are another ship that I've always liked. And you didn't really get to, all those cool ships in Return of the Jedi, you didn't really get to see much, do much of anything, but they're always so cool with the folding
fly
wings.
Around in the background, right?
At least we got to, at least we got to see the A-Wings do something, and the Interceptors get to fight and whatnot. But the B-Wings didn't really. They existed. They were cool. I think one crashed into another ship though.
Did something.
Yeah,
he had one line.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But all that other books and stuff that don't exist anymore, there's plenty of info about them.
Yeah. So, they're all deployed. Do we have the HWK? Yeah, he's all the way in the corner, actually, up behind the Falcon.
Well, yeah, from our point of view, he's a little hidden. But
yeah. And
looks like all the ships are right back there. And there goes the handshake.
There it is. Okay. We will start the timer. Okay. That should be good. Let's take a look-see. Okay, yep. So we got timer rolling. Here are the Bellabubs. You know, I'm not really familiar with the Bellabub. We got the dial chart here. It's super fast. So you can see it's got a 5 forward. It's got a 4 forward. It doesn't have a 1 forward, so it's got to kind of keep moving all game. It does have these 3 Segnor loops, though, which are kind of fun. Segnor loops, K-turns, Talon rolls, they basically allow you to do a maneuver and then turn 180 in some fashion.
So then these are just all the different things that it can do when it takes a move action.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you'll see the dial like up near the Falcon there. So they go through a phase where they secretly pick the maneuvers for all of the ships and then go through initiative starting with the lowest and actually move. You flip the dial, you do the maneuver, and then you take an action.
Okay. Yeah, someone was talking, it might have been when you were talking about how like a lot of the non-professional ships will move last but fire first.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the high initiative stuff. So like Han, he's always going to be moving last, and he's always going to be firing first. So it's kind of good. Because you get to see what they're doing.
Exactly, which makes sense to me.
Yeah.
It's a good way to do it.
And this is, we had talked about formation flying. As you can see, they're all doing the same exact thing.
Right.
And as long as you space them correctly, you can do that the entire game, even with the 45 through banks and stuff. You can keep them together like that.
That's pretty cool.
And I like to do that with 3 X-Wings. And we'll take a look at the Infiltrator. I've only flown against this one once. As you can see, it's a little slower. Doesn't have a 5 forward. It's got the 1 forward, which you can use the slow roll. It looks like he did a 3 or 4 forward there. So he's popping them out in front. He's probably pulling up. It doesn't look like he has droids on the Infiltrator, because that's where he would pop the probe droids. He's from the Infiltrator.
Okay.
But it looks like, I believe the Discord missiles are where the buzz droids are going to come from. And I was looking at buzz droids earlier. They're kind of funny. They come out, they sit there, and if you land or move over them, they attach to either the front of the ship or the back of the ship. And then at initiative 0 in the engagement phase, they do just a straight critical damage to the ship if they're attached. Yeah.
Wow.
And there's ways to pop them off using barrel roll or flying against an asteroid or...
And I assume in the engagement phase, they're going last then, right? Because that'd be initiative 0.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
They're at 0. Yeah. So if you can't get it off, it can get kind of annoying. But on a ship with a barrel roll, it's kind of easy to get them off, but you have to sacrifice your action to do it.
Right.
Instead
Probably
of
better than eating a critical, though.
Probably better than even critical, for the most part. You can see he kind of slow rolled Han roll in the HWK at the top.
They kept him near that asteroid there.
Yeah, he's just kind of slightly moving up, trying to see what he was going to do with this stuff.
Right.
You know, he's got so many ships. The infiltrator's coming out. Slow, yeah, you got to slow roll. Sometimes you just got to see what they're going to do. It is kind of a little bit of a funny position because where he's at right now, he's got that asteroid just to the left of him. So he's not doing like a two-bank or a too-hard turn into that asteroid.
You kind of have to list forward a little bit.
Yeah, he might be forced to just come forward a little bit before actually turning in.
Now, does the Falcon get like a 360-degree shot because it's got the turrets on it?
It has turrets. The new turret rules are there's little turns, little pointer things around the center pin.
Okay.
And as you can see on the infiltrator there's quadrants. And typically when you start, you have your turret either facing forward or backward into one of these quadrants.
Oh, so you actually have to face it in a direction first.
Yeah,
Okay.
and action is to turn the turret.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
But he has a turret that's front back, so it's both. So it's either side or front back.
Okay.
And the infiltrator actually does not. It's just a forward shot. So
That's pretty interesting.
yeah, that I enjoy running the 1300. When you commit to the 1300, it's kind of hard to build a list around. That's super effective. It's fun to fly. So, but sometimes it can be a little disappointing.
Sometimes it's okay though because you're playing something that's different, you know.
Well, that's like I want to run a Ray Poe list, which Ray is.
Oh, you got to go Poe Finn.
I could go. Well, I could put Finn. Finn is. I run him as the crew member in the. Ray's Falcon.
Okay.
So, yeah, they're all there. Poe,
That's pretty
Ray,
cool.
Finn, yes.
Got Chewbacca in there.
I could put him in there.
Just get the
His
full
rules
crew.
kind of suck, but yeah, come on, Chewie.
Just shoot him out of an escape pod and let him go punch people. So
it looks like they are
messing with
getting into the engagement.
So it looks like I see some dial movement. Is there
yeah,
dial movement in
dial.
the engagement phase as well?
You go activation and then into engagement, but they're too far away from each other to shoot or do anything.
So we're probably just
they
going
went
into
right
another.
into dial. Yeah. I'll pop this one down. We could take a look at the Falcon dial. I like the Falcon dial. It's got a 4K turn, so it can flip right around if it needs to. It's got 3 Segnor loops, which are fun little tricks to play sometimes.
Like, can you only do each of those once, or?
No.
Okay,
but
it's just you choose.
Yeah. The thing is they're red, and one of the mechanics in the game is to manage stress. It's why I like to run my B-Wings list a lot. It's got 2 B-Wings and a U-Wing with Cassian Andor as the pilot. And the thing about the B-Wings, the named B-Wing pilots, is they like to have the stress. So when you have a stress, you can't perform actions, and you can't do red maneuvers.
Okay.
But their pilot abilities mean that they want the stress because they're either re-rolling dice because of it, or they're flipping focus results into hit or evade results. So they like the stress, but at the same time, if they take the stress and they don't get rid of it, then they're limited on their movement.
Right. Okay.
So the U-Wing the Cassian Andor U-Wing allows them to strip the stress, or strip 1 stress.
Okay.
So it gives you a little bit of stress management. And that's one of the big mechanics in the game is stress management. So when you do one of these red maneuvers, you take a stress token, it means you can't do your action. So you can't target lock, you can't focus, you can't do any of that, and you're kind of stuck where you are.
Right.
A rule you almost never see come into play with people who play often, but it is a rule. If you have a stress token and you choose a red maneuver on the dial, and you flip it, then your opponent gets to just choose whatever maneuver on the dial, because you can't execute a red maneuver while you have a stress.
Okay.
and it almost never comes up in like tournament or any play.
Because people know not to do that.
Yeah, but if you do, it can have some disastrous consequences.
Right. Looks like we got the swarm moving, making a bank
Yeah,
there.
I'll pop that guy back down. Yeah, he's turning in. I mean, it's smart because Han's kind of in a place where he's a little predictable. You know that he's probably going to move forward. He might bank in, but it's going to have to be like a long
really
three
hard.
bank or
Right.
we'll pop it back up. It's got to be one of these long three banks.
Right.
If he barely misses the asteroid, he might just pull a 4 forward and just
And just
fly
kind
on
of
by.
hopefully bank, get out of their line of sight.
Yeah. Although he could just 1 forward because of the way the arc is. As you can see, the arc kind of
true.
is before the asteroid. So if he just 1 forward, he might have everybody in the arc anyway
Right.
and be close enough to the obstacle.
Right.
That's actually might be what he did, a 1 or a 2
Yeah,
forward.
that's not a bad idea.
Yeah. And we'll pop the
I guess he's making a
HWK dial
second
up.
turn here because he moved forward. Looked like he moved forward with 1 or 2.
No, he's at initiative 5. So he's moving after the...
Because he moved. He already saw him pop that forward a little bit on the screen.
I must have missed that. It may have been a pilot ability on one of these guys.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Oh, it also may have been a force ability
From Darth Maul.
from Darth Maul. I'm not really sure.
Okay. Yeah, because he made it looked like a move, a 2 forward that he made.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
then I guess that was a 2 bank.
Shield upgrade, Scimitar, Kraken. It may have been a boost with a hard 1. It may have been a boost.
Okay. And there's that move 1 you were talking about.
Yeah, see, which is good. It keeps them all in arc,
Yep.
and he's within range 1 of the
So
asteroid.
if I had to guess, I'd say just the 2 on the left or 2 on the right or on our side are probably out. But that
The
front
far
one is
back.
obviously right in that front arc.
Yeah, the 2 that are slightly angled there.
Yeah. So like this front guy here can get hit, and that guy right behind him here can get hit. But it looks like maybe the corner of that guy would be in. But that guy, that guy might even be in as well.
Yeah, the 2 in the
So-
back are probably the
It's
thing
just-
is he
this
only
guy
got
might
1
not-
attack.
Right. So you're probably going to go after that front guy.
Yeah, it's probably the front guy.
Now, is there like collateral, like if with one guy?
There are things like cluster missiles. He's actually running cluster missiles, so he'd have to take a target lock, and then it allows him to shoot a cluster missile, and then choose another target within range 1 of the first target.
Okay.
But that ship also has to satisfy the within range 1 to 2, and within frontal
So it has
fire.
to be in fire of the arc and range
Yeah.
of the initial missile, and then in range of.
Yeah, it's got to be within
secondary
1.
shot. Okay, that makes
So,
sense.
yeah, but he'd be able to fire a second shot.
Right.
There are only 3 dice, the attack on them, which isn't bad. The Falcon itself only has 3 dice as the primary attack, so
Are these the buzz droids coming out then?
it looks like it. Yep,
Okay.
yep. So that's the attached to the front critical. That should be interesting. I've never seen them played. But the droids themselves, they can be targeted. They have, I think,
Okay.
1 hull.
Okay.
Basically, if you shoot them, they die. They might have like 3 agility dice, though.
Okay. Oh, they're just real small.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
So it looks like he tried to measure into the front arc of the interceptor there.
The infiltrator.
Infiltrator, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but he
It was
wasn't
out.
quite in the front arc,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
but he had clear shot to all the other droids over there.
This is.
Oh, actually, he is shooting over here.
Oh, he wasn't
I
on.
guess he did clip the corner or
Okay,
something.
there you go. Let's see here. We'll hide this guy. We'll bring up the dice. He's re-rolling it. What do we got there?
Got a bit of a glare.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now those are focuses. Those are probably hits. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to work on that camera angle.
yeah, well, most people We'll have to work on a top-down
Yeah,
shot.
yeah.
Have
A little smaller.
We get like the BWG tray.
Yeah, yeah. We could work on the lighting too. I think it would be fine if it wasn't so much glare.
Yeah.
But I wonder if I could turn the contrast down or something on it. I may be able to.
So it was 3 range. Yeah, it is 3 range. So that's what we got. You roll with 1.
There's 3.
So you take 2 shields.
Yeah.
2 shields to the infiltrator.
Okay.
I assume the shields are still up. It seems like it'd be a
2 shields.
yes. Okay, that's cool. You can track everything on there.
Yep.
That's really neat.
Behind that guy. I think that.
So Jan doesn't have anything. We're going back into. And then Darth Maul's going to shoot now. Can you click on it? What am I doing?
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's feeding over.
So someone just took 1 shield. Did we lose connection?
Yeah.
Number 7 or number 8 first?
No.
That's so weird.
Yeah, it clicked over.
Well, hopefully we didn't. Hopefully we're still here.
Yeah, we.
Okay. For the Discord, I'm still learning. Yeah, no worries.
All right. Sorry about that. Let's see how we do. There we go. Now we're down to 3 shields.
There we go.
And then does that take a shot or no?
And then I believe.
Yeah. Okay. And then spin that guy. That was number 7. I was done. Rolls we need. I can't say words, but.
We were having connection issues. If you don't mind us running through what just happened.
Hold on. We're not quite back. Can you see the stream, guys?
It just came back there and it cut again.
There we go.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, sorry about that, fellas.
Sorry about that. We technical difficulties.
Yep. So what is through? Last we saw was, I believe,
2 shields on Darth Maul.
I'm rolling for reroll. Then use target lock to reroll 2. Spin and focus had 3 hits in the crit. He rolled 2 evades.
Yep.
Which plus 2 shields then on Maul. Then Maul fired back at Han, rolled 3 hits without even needing anything. Han rolled 2 evades, so 1 shield there.
1 shield
and
on.
The droid number 7 rolled a hit and a focus, use a calculate in order to make it 2 hits, and I rolled 2 evades.
Okay. So nothing.
Because Han just does hot things.
So the only thing we did was we lost 1 on Han and 2 on Maul.
And you don't know if you have to keep track of focus.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, sorry. Sometimes technical difficulties happen.
The
We'll have to edit that in post before we put it on YouTube.
Here we go. Forget.
There you go.
Yeah, my internet connection just flopped over to a non-internet access.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah. So I think
that's probably. Yeah, we're probably still recording. Yeah,
it's locally recording.
Right.
So we got all the.
But our poor streamers.
Yeah.
So what probably happened was we probably tried to connect to the TV setup.
Yeah.
That might be what that was.
Yeah.
For those who've ever been to Gamer 7, there are plenty of TVs everywhere, and there's always something on.
Yeah.
And when they want to stream big events, they're on. I think for Game of Thrones, it was on 7 different TVs.
Yeah, I think that's what, The Incredibles?
Looks like Incredibles 2.
Oh, Incredibles 2. Okay.
I think so.
Cool.
Yeah.
And like 5 or 6 AOS and 40K games.
From what I understand, I saw. I think there's one 40K game and maybe 2 40K games and at least 2 AOS games, probably 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, and then there's a Kill Team game going on as well. I just played a Necromunda game.
Necromunda?
Yeah.
We got 2 more X-Wing games going on.
Yep, I saw
I
them
see a
over there.
Lambda and a TIE Swarm. Yep, that's Howie. Howie's running the Lambda TIE Swarm.
Yep.
Cool.
And then we got Magic being played. I think we got Vanguard being played.
Nice.
There might be some Underworlds being played later.
Cool.
Come on down. Anyway,
Yeah,
so
anyway.
I think we're back into the maneuvers phase, or
Yeah, we're in the dials.
Okay.
So there's the dials phase. They're choosing the maneuvers, and then
So it didn't look like we missed any more
technically
damage.
there's a system phase.
Okay.
You drop bombs. Some abilities activate in the system phase.
So that might have been when Maul moved.
Possibly.
It's 2.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to pay attention.
Maybe we can ask him. Hey, Oliver. Can Maul move? Is he over there?
He's
Hey,
right there.
Kevin. When Maul moved last turn, was that part of like a...
Maul decloaked at the beginning of the
He
phase,
decloaked.
Okay.
Okay.
and he did his normal.
So that was his 2
Yeah.
move that he did
So,
on that.
yeah.
Okay.
Wasn't decloaked.
So,
Okay.
cloaking is a action that you can take, and he can start cloaked. It adds 2 defensive dice,
Okay.
but you can't attack.
Right.
So, at the beginning, before the activation phase, at the beginning of the activation phase, you can choose to decloak. And in order to do that, you either have to barrel roll or boost with the 2 template.
Okay.
And so that's where that maneuver came from.
Makes sense.
So,
Seems like a pretty good setup. Put him in a good spot.
yeah, it's an interesting mechanic. The Empire has a lot of access to it. The Rebels don't.
Yeah, they never really did in the show either.
Yeah,
Or the
but there
movies
are
and whatnot.
a couple of pilots. There's in the extended format, there's a cloaking device, illicit card that you can take.
Okay.
And there are 2 T-65 X-Wings with an illicit slot.
Oh, okay.
Kelby Sperato and then Cavern Angel Zealot.
Okay.
And the YT-1300 actually has an illicit slot, but you can't put it on a large ship.
Oh, okay.
So I've messed around with trying to think about a list that involves Colby Sperato because you can do funky things with the cloaking device.
Right.
But it's a unique card, so you can't put it on multiple ships.
Right. Okay.
And because I run them in formations usually,
This
I
doesn't
don't
really do
want
much
one
for you.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you just want to boost that one forward as a distraction.
yeah.
So.
He's a funny little ship too because he can flip his, in the new in 2.0, the X-wings now can fly wings closed, wings open,
Okay.
and they have different abilities.
Assume they're a little faster with their wings closed and.
Yeah, they have the boost ability with the wings closed, and you can do a boost, focus into a red boost,
Okay.
but you lose a dice on your primary attack when you do that.
So it looks like
But
we got
he-
a big bank going. I don't mean to interrupt you.
Looks like a 2 or 3 bang.
Yeah, it looks like he's might be trying to block him off there.
Yeah, it should
So-
be interesting. So this is actually a really good maneuver because what he's doing is if Kevin was gonna boost forward, do a 3 or 4 forward, you can't land on somebody else's ships. So
So he's going to force him right into those buzz droids.
exactly. So when he goes to maneuver, if his maneuver puts him on there, he's got to back up along the maneuver until he's clear. So it will put him right on top of that droid. Basically.
Right. So he might have been hoping to try and get clear,
yeah,
but he might not be able to.
but
now.
might not be able to.
Right.
Yep. So looks like he just focused too, which is good. Job and calculates. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I have to work.
Movements and then the actions since they fly in formation anyway.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
So what does calculate do?
Calculates like a mini focus. So a focus token, when you roll, say, 4 attack dice, if you rolled 2 hits and 2 focus results, you could use a single focus token to flip both the focus results to hit.
okay.
Or if it was all focus, then you could flip
them
all of them.
That's pretty strong.
Yeah, so the calculate, and say you were defensive dice, same thing. You can flip all focus to evades.
Okay.
The calculate allows you to flip one,
One.
2, so it's like a mini focus.
Okay, that seems pretty cool.
Yeah, they're not bad. And there's a lot of ships that run the calculate have the ability to take a relatively cheap upgrade and gain an extra calculate token
Okay.
when you do a calculate action.
Oh, okay.
So you end up with 2 of them.
That seems
A
pretty
lot
good.
of times. Yeah.
Excuse my yawn.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
So then, predictably, another bank from the.
Yep. He used the 1 there. He popped the 1 out to create the wall,
Right.
and then kept the other 3 kind of in formation. Now it's kind of hopefully he thought about this with his infiltrator movement, because if he just pops him forward, he may run into an issue running into himself, but he probably didn't. I mean, he probably banked in there.
So he gets to make all his movements first, so
Yeah.
he gets.
That's kind of one of the odd things when you start to run bigger lists like this with 4, 5, 6 ships. You really have to keep in mind what the initiative values of your ships are
Right.
and what the order of movement is. What's going on, man? Hey, we're just talking about X-Wing.
We're talking to another BWG member. I'm wondering what we're doing. We're doing the coolest thing here.
Yeah, who wants to play these games?
Right? Uh-oh, he's a little worried.
Yeah, yeah. I'm thinking he might have popped that. Yeah, see, he did a straight maneuver, and so he's just going to slide forward as far as he can and bump right into his ship. So when you do this, this actually isn't the most horrible thing in the world for him. He's got to forego his action. He can't do an action when you bump a ship. If you,
So now he can't shoot with his infiltrator, basically.
he can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but if he runs into an enemy ship, you can't shoot a ship at range 0.
Oh, okay.
So they wouldn't be able to shoot each other, but you could shoot a ship that's behind the ship you ran into.
Okay.
So he'll still be able
Assuming
to
you could
shoot
shoot backwards.
backwards.
So you could shoot a ship behind you, assuming you had that ability.
Yeah, assume you had the arc.
Right.
Or you could shoot a ship behind the ship you ran into, or any other ship that's in arc, really.
Right.
But you can't do like a target lock, or you have to forego that part.
So it looks like the Falcon just cleared the stress it had on it.
Okay. He must have
Or unless
flipped
that wasn't Han. Someone just cleared stress.
He must have flipped the blue. I don't know why he would have had a stress token.
Unless it wasn't Han, it might have been the person behind him.
Oh, the HWK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now he's...
Well, one of the other, he may have pulled focus tokens off or something. At the end of the turn, at the end in the end phase, all green and orange
So he
tokens
just did a
go away.
two-turn. Oh, he's looking right at that infiltrator.
Oh wow.
So
Heaven.
he did kind of prepare for it.
Yeah. It looks like he might clip the probe droid though.
The buzz droid.
The buzz droid. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So what happens is now Oliver gets to decide if he wants to put it on the front template or the back template.
Which would be more beneficial? So
the
what is
front
it?
template.
Okay. Does that stop the shooting forward?
It basically, when the ship maneuvers, if it maneuvers over or lands on top of it, then the droid will stay on the ship. So if he put it on the back,
You can just move away from
he
it.
just moves away from it.
Okay.
But the thing is if he were too close to the infiltrator, per se, and he couldn't fit the probe droid in there on the front, he would be forced to put it on the back.
Right. Which wouldn't doesn't look to matter too much because it doesn't look like either of those two ships are going to be going anywhere anytime soon.
No, it doesn't. No. Yeah, this is becoming quite a mess. But we'll bring this
So it
up.
looks like we had a cluster shot going out, which makes sense.
Yep. We'll bring this up. You can see the Segnor loop movement. So you can do a 3-bank toward his own board edge and flip the Falcon 180 and
Okay.
be forcing back in or facing back into that.
So does he
net.
have enough? Because that's a big base. Does he have enough to get past him there?
He might. I mean, I'd have to
That's
look
pretty.
at it.
Just from this angle, that looks pretty close.
Yeah, it would be. That would be my first thought. I'd be looking at that.
Uh-oh. Spin a target lock. Target lock gets you reroll, I'm guessing?
Yeah, and typically you can only target lock once. Or typically you can only reroll dice once, but Han's ability specifically states that it's not a reroll for purposes of other rerolls.
Okay.
So
That's pretty cool.
he did his Han reroll, and then he used target lock.
So I guess... So I think the infiltrator lost another shield?
Yeah, I gotta really fix this dice feed camera.
So I think the infiltrator lost a shield, and then he's going into 14.
Okay.
So we'll see what he does with this. And Jan gave him another die on this roll.
Okay.
And this is from the cluster shot.
Yeah. So the cluster.
So just out of curiosity, the two ships that are right next to each other touching that he bumped into, he would be able to target that one on the cluster missile because he's not shooting at range 0, he's just shooting at something within range 1, correct? See what I'm saying? Okay.
So the fact that the two ships are touching irrelevant
to the cluster
Falcon.
missile.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So what it is, the cluster missile, you have to have a target lock on the ship your missile is firing at.
Right.
And then you can spend the lock to re-roll those dice.
And it doesn't matter at that point.
Yeah, the card says you don't need the target lock to target another ship as long as it's within range 2 and within range 1 over.
Okay. So it doesn't look like anything happened with that one.
Okay.
Correct, the 14 didn't take any damage?
14 took a crit and was a fuel.
Okay, well, never mind then.
2 hits to the crit, and then you spend 2 calculates to get to evades, so the crit still went through.
Okay. 14.
Took a fuel. Does that mean he's moving slower now?
Did he? Which one is 14?
Fuel leak is when you suffer a crit, suffer additional damage, and then flip the fuel leak over.
Is that one of the Discord missile ones or the energy shell?
So which one is 14?
14 is right here next to Maul. It's the only one within my front arms.
Is he an energy shell or a Discord?
That is a Discord one?
A Discord
no,
one.
that is an energy shell one.
Okay. And he took a crit. And it was a fuel leak. Alright.
So he's hurting then.
Spend the force to...
That would be a home. Okay. So you can see they don't have any shields. So when you take damage, if it's a crit or a hit and you have shields, you just lose a shield.
Okay.
And then once you're down your shields, like the Bellabubs, if you take a crit or a hit, like if you take a hit, you have the damage deck, and you just take a card off the top and leave it face down, that's your damage.
Okay.
If you take a crit, you actually flip the card and do what it says.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So he flipped the card.
And it was fuel leak. Okay.
Yep.
I gotcha. All right. I think for next time we'll definitely maybe get a downward shot on like a beat, like one of
On the
beat
dice
trays. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not even popping it up anymore. I mean, it doesn't help. The glare from the light takes the top surface out anyway.
So we have the other camera though, which is good. So.
Yeah. No, I just had to figure out a better way. This is the first one, guys. We're trying.
So we'll get there. We'll get there. This is our beta
there.
launch.
Yeah. Well, James has a really nice Basement Wargamers green felt dice box.
Nice.
Forgot
That's
to
even
bring
better.
it today.
It's all James's fault.
It's all James's fault. But I need to get a small camera stand and
Yeah, I think we have something here, but I think we just get that downward shot. We'll be
Yeah.
good for next time, guys. We swear.
For sure. For sure. We're learning a lot. I was just happy I could get the 3 camera feeds up.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, especially I got this little guy right here, this laptop. Guess how much this was?
How much?
$300.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad
running
at all.
3 cameras and 2 headsets and running a live stream. So.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
No,
All
I
right.
can't.
Someone just took some shots.
Yeah. Hey guys, let us know who takes hull and shield.
Buzz droids failed to. This buzz droids failed to evade.
Yeah.
So run us through what just happened. We're a little behind.
I fired my Hawk at the buzz droid.
Hawk at the bug droid.
After his firing phase, it would have the buzz droid would have attacked him for
Yep.
Right.
So,
we're down.
one guarantee
Would have been a
crit.
face-up cost.
Yeah. But you killed it.
Rolled 2 hits and a focus. Spent one of my stored focuses on the pro title. Get it 3 hits. He rolled 2 evades and a focus. The buzz droids can't focus, so that last hit went through and took it out.
Right. The dice feed, just so you know, we can't see anything on it. So just let us know what's going on with the shield and hull stuff.
Sounds good?
Cool.
It'll be fixed in 2 weeks.
Yes.
we promise.
Yeah, I think the feed can actually hear Kevin. Because I
Okay.
can hear Kevin in the monitor.
Oh, then there we go. So
Yeah.
maybe I should.
Well, it's not. It's faint. If you were listening close and had the volume up, you'd probably hear
Okay.
Kevin talking.
Got to find a way to mute you.
Yeah. I need to find a way to turn the monitor off. Or turn it on both. I wanted it on both headsets.
Right.
That way we could just have it. But just because it can get a
Yeah.
little loud in here. I mean, we got like 40, 50 gamers in here right now.
Oh
so
yeah, it's crazy.
the volume can kind of go a little unchecked. But luckily, I was hoping to get into this corner.
And this
'cause it's
corner
kinda
is
quiet.
not bad because the computer people don't make too much noise, and we don't got any Smash tournament going on, which is I think
Yeah.
our loudest event here.
Probably. You
Well,
hear
fighting games in general,
controllers hitting screens and
and yelling, and
oh my god.
they're having a good time.
Yeah. Oh
So.
yeah. All right.
Calculator Spence. I'm assuming this is the droid shooting now.
Yeah. Yeah. And they have.
Coming at Han, roll the focus, gonna reroll Han.
So-
And got another focus, I'll take 3 more hits. Han is not doing well.
Ooh.
Han's taken 3. Yeah. He's got 5 shields.
5 shields are down, he's in 5 hole.
He's down all 5 shields.
So we missed
though.
that.
Yeah, we did miss that. So sorry, Han.
Yeah.
That's the. I mean, when I run lists, like the B-Wing list, the B-Wings only have 1 defense site. I
Oh.
run shield
Yeah,
upgrade.
they're not
like,
really maneuverable.
they're very maneuverable.
Oh, that's
the
what it
kind
is.
of-
Okay.
Yeah. Well, they're weirdly maneuverable because they
Right.
have really short die. They have a 1 talon roll, which is very rare.
Uh-oh. That's like 3 more hits from Han. So is that 3 more hits on Han?
Wow.
Oof.
There you go.
Oof.
Uh-oh.
So that's
3 straight hits. So he's down to 3 hull.
3 holdout left on Han.
3 hull left on Han.
Ooh.
No, 5 hull. 2 hull. 2 hull left on Hall.
We definitely missed something.
Oh, wow.
On reroll,
Oh, here we.
Rice takes another hit, he's at 1 hole.
Ooh.
1 hull.
We are going
The Falcon is not happy. Good thing
Not
those
at
budge
all.
droids were taking off.
I don't think this is updating on stream, though. That's unfortunate.
Han's going to use R2.
Let's see.
That's a crit, which is fine. Get a shield down.
So Han will get 1 shield back from R2 being activated,
Okay.
which you'll hear in like a minute.
Yeah. I'm actually working on
Alright, so
making
we're
sure
back to
this
dials.
gets updated. Because for some reason, this squad overlay is hating me today.
We're beta bugs. That's all we got to worry about.
Hey, you know, it's the first one. Let's see here. That's just not updated.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
We still got feed, right, guys? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just our overlays being a little weird.
Yeah.
For
Unfortunate.
those of you who can't see, Han is down to 1 shield and 1 hull. He's not looking too good. He took some major hits this turn.
Yeah, he's that's not good.
And now they're in the dials phase. And he's in a really tricky spot because he's we don't know if he can get past there without bumping into something.
I would not be surprised to see the 3 left Segnor loot to try and just put something down on one of these ships, because if he just tries to run away, he's probably not going to be able to get out of arc.
Right.
So-
'Cause those droids are definitely going to be able to just loop
Yeah.
around. The Infiltrator's probably going to have to move. Well, he's going to move after those droids.
Yeah, and this is one
is-
of the issues with running
Like
the
a swarm.
YT-1300 and one other ship. It's
Right.
only running 1 defense dice.
Right.
So it's very susceptible to this type of problem where it gets focus fired, you don't have enough defense die to deal with it,
Right.
and it's kind of all your eggs are in one basket, right?
Right.
So if Han goes down, Jan's not really an offensive ship. I mean, he has trick shot,
And he did knock off those buzz droids.
yeah, but dealing with the infiltrator is
And the
kind of
Infiltrator's
a,
going to be looking right at it.
yeah, it's kind of a Mount Everest type of endeavor to deal with. First
Right.
the droids or the Bellabugs, and then for an HWK to try and deal with an infiltrator because the dial itself, there's just isn't
not
much on there.
Yeah, there ain't much going on there.
And he does have a dead stop, but he doesn't have any type of K-turn, no way of flipping around.
That is neat that you can actually move at 0, which is puts
It's
stress on the
interesting.
ship, but
Yeah.
you really need to not go anywhere. Like,
But you can see here the infiltrator has the 5 flip around and a 2 Segnor loop.
Right.
So the minute they pass each other, the infiltrator's got a lot more options to
Right.
turn back and just start
just kind of pull a
unloading.
180 and
Yeah, and then the HWK is forced to do 2 hard 90-degrry turns until
Right.
it comes around in a circle.
and then you're putting a lot of stress on your ship and
It's just you'll never be able to
outmaneuver.
get it back into
Right.
Yeah,
Well, the infiltrator, as the name implies, is meant to get places.
and it is.
So we just had more people show up, for the record.
Nice.
And we're getting real popping now.
You know what I'll do? I will
So
do this.
it's pretty crazy. So I think we're still in the dials phase. Looks like our droid player is thinking real hard. Because he moves first. He's in a really tough spot. So it looks like he's just going to have to more or less bump into him, right?
Nope.
Ooh, trying something. Ooh, there we
Yeah,
go.
I'm trying to
So
get
I
it.
guess our old overlay just kind of froze up on us.
Yeah.
It's good. Now you just got to drag it into place.
Come on. Come on, baby.
What did you do this time?
Yeah.
There we go. All right. Just move that into
drag it.
place. Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
All right.
Okay.
There we go. Now we can see what everyone's got.
Yeah.
That our Maul, Maul's got 2 shields left, and yep.
Cool.
And we're coming up on our half-hour mark.
Yeah, there's still a lot of time left, but yeah.
Yep.
You got-
As the old saying goes, he's still flying.
Well, he's actually at 2. He's actually at 2 hull, right?
No, because he ate it.
1 hull, 1 shield.
Yep.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Yep.
Let me
So update that shield.
let's hope this updates. Otherwise, I have to do that dance
Every
again.
time.
Oh,
There
no,
we go. All
got
right,
it.
cool.
No.
We're good.
Hey,
I
we're
just didn't
working.
like that one page.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it was probably because of the wireless dropout,
Yeah.
reconnection.
yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, this has been an interesting game.
So I hear someone shooting off a Discord missile.
Okay.
Just happens before maneuvers.
When does this happen, Oliver? In the system phase? I think it may happen in the system phase. So it's like a device. So like a bomb or a mine.
Okay.
It happens after you flip or after you plan dials, but before you actually
Revealed.
maneuver.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what does a Discord missile do? It sounds fun.
I'm not exactly sure. This is the first time I've seen it.
We're all
I looked
professionals.
up the rules on the Buzz Droid so that I knew what that thing did. Mm-hmm. The Discord missile.
So what does the Discord do?
So Discord missile is going to launch out a Buzz Droid.
So it just launches the Buzz Droid.
If the Buzz Droid touches one of your ships, it doesn't work for his, just mine.
Yeah.
He gets to choose to put either in my front template or back with the movement notches.
So it's basically a bomb or a mine, but he gets to launch it with a 3 forward template.
It doesn't attach, it moves with. So like when I move through, you'll put it.
Yeah,
But if I
yeah.
have to move again without going through it a second time,
It'll stop. It'll stay. Yeah.
but what happens is at initiative 0 of the attack phase,
Great.
if he's attached any ship at 0, you can do 1 crit save.
Okay. So even if you like weirdly maneuver yourself, if it's attached to one ship, but another ship flies onto it,
Do the back of it and pick it up.
well, even if you landed on top of it, so you were at range 0, it would crit both ships.
So every single time it gets ran over, it connects again.
Oh, so it
So
would.
you could have a ship fly over the front and it would just take that instead. That's
take
pretty.
it. Okay.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
And for example, if his ship's right up against the front of mine, and he can't put that template down in front, then it'll go on the back.
Okay.
If both are locked down, he can't put it down clearly on either, then it'll.
Yes.
It can blow up. Yeah.
Empty space to sit on the front or the rear.
It'll blow up.
Doing a point of regular damage to itself, which
Yeah. Okay.
So if the buzz droids come out, though, I would imagine you'd be able to connect to the Falcon and put on the front because there was one there
Yeah.
to begin with. But I guess he didn't have the angle to.
Well, it's gotta leave the ship it's being launched from with a 3-floor template.
It has to go the full 3.
It has to go the
Okay.
full 3 and be placed. Yeah.
Okay. So now it's just basically a buzz droid that can get passed around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And it's unfortunate because we have Han on 1 and 1, and
If you could actually just put it on Han, that would be pretty nice.
yeah.
Okay, so he's doing.
So he's using a corner marker so that Oliver can move his ships.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because you can move through other people's ships if you can land clear on the other side.
Okay.
And it
I gotcha.
doesn't affect
That
your
makes sense.
action
You
or
can fly,
anything.
over and under. You're not
Exactly.
playing on a 2D plane.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
And this Matt is a fantasy flight or fantasy flight games, Matt, right?
I believe so. I believe it's their basic star mat.
I think so.
One of their original basic star mats. It's the only one we have. The other ones we have crazy designs
Right,
on
right.
and stuff. Yeah.
So,
This is good for stream.
so he's just placing the corners down for where his ship is, so he can just move his guys around.
Exactly.
Okay.
So Oliver can get where he needs to be going, and then he
Right.
can place his ship back.
So I'm gonna guess the infiltrator might have to bank pretty hard. If he can do that, I don't know he can do it. He might have to bank pretty hard one way just to.
Does the infiltrator? Well, see, if he had given himself enough room, it has a 180 up in the corner there.
Right.
It's a red, so if he could fly far enough forward and clear everybody, he could flip around and
Right.
be facing toward
I
us.
was looking at he can move his droids out of the way so he give himself some space to kind of scatter around. So it's like those droids are moving away.
Yep. So he's pulling a Talon roll maneuver, and this is a little bit of a common mistake with the Talon roll.
So I guess he's basically drifting with it.
Is that the Bellabub? The Bellabub has a Talon roll?
You're thinking about the 8-wing sweep, where it's a bank and it keeps facing back in towards the bank.
Are you? Wait,
Okay, so
I'll be right back.
It seems like it might have been a rules mistake.
how do you want it? Actually, let's confirm this.
So I have no idea what's going on. I don't know the game too well.
And you said this was a town roll facing directly in?
Just trying to figure out what's going on.
So if it's this is a town roll. So if you put him,
It's bad on our end. Aha. Okay.
Yeah,
We'll have to change that.
running Bellabub, but he's running Vulture class Star Droid.
That's what I said. They look like vultures.
Yeah.
Changes a lot of things.
Hey, you kept saying Bellabub, and I'm like, those are vultures.
Yeah, those are vultures. Here, we'll get the vulture.
See, I was right. I don't even play the game, but I know what I'm looking at. They're one of my favorite
Well,
ships.
good thing we have you here. You know what the sad part is? I've seen only like a handful of the movies. Yeah.
Oh, where these ones are from, you're not missing much. But it's cool in the movies because they can actually like walk around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like they're kind of like the X-Wing things they got. They open up, and in one of the movies you kind of see them do it.
Yeah.
But they can fold down, and they can walk around and as like a little mini walk.
okay.
And like where the cockpit would be kind of pops out as like a head.
Oh, okay.
Which is why they're called vultures because they got that kind of vulture head going on.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the Vulture droid actually, and it does have the 2 talent roll,
Okay.
which is a 90-degree turn, and then you turn 90 into the turn. So
But
you
it's a stress
end up,
maneuver.
Yeah, it's a stress maneuver, and you end up doing a 180, but you kind of do a 180 and come sideways.
Yeah, kind of Tokyo drift around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They also have a 1K turn.
So what
is
is
interesting.
what was the Kate? That was the
K turn is when you go forward, but when you end the forward movement, you do a full 180.
okay.
Yeah. It's like a Corrigan turn or something. Everybody
Okay.
calls them K
Yeah.
turns.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Because you kept saying I've heard the term before. I was trying to remember exactly what it was.
Yeah, I thought they were Bellabubs. I've only flown against Separatists one time, and he flew 3 infiltrators, I want to say.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was an interesting list. It may have been 2 oh no, it was 2 infiltrators and a Bellabub. That's why I thought it was a Bellabub. It was Oliver.
Okay. So it looks like he's got I guess he's putting that down for the Falcons.
Yeah.
Placement.
Yeah, the Falcon's huge. The model probably popped off. I think he's magnetic, actually.
Okay. I mean, that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
just showing off with the...
unfortunately, the Han in this list is where all the points are.
Right.
He's probably
Kinda
decked out to about 120,
Closest
130
thing
points.
to a Death Star list that you
Yeah,
got.
and he's down to 1 hull, 1 shield. There's 26 minutes left on the clock.
It's not looking...
Yeah, unfortunately, it's probably over for Kevin. He ran a fun list, but
It looked like some of the dice rolls weren't in his favor
No,
last
and
time. That was a lot of damage that came at you. I can see the look on your face. That happens all the time.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that was my Monday. I'd hit and I couldn't get any wounds through.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and that happens. You know, it happens a lot when I play James. Oh, he hates it because he runs high defensive dice, like high count defensive dice lists, and sometimes even then he's rolling 3-4 defensive dice, and he's
Okay.
just blanking out on everything. And for like 3 turns, and it just totally swings
yeah.
the game. And
Well, I mean, that
It can happen.
with a game of dice, that's exactly what
It can happen.
Now, these are 10-sided dice you're rolling, right?
8-sided.
They are 8-sided. Okay.
Yes, 8-sided.
It's hard to tell from the camera angle.
Yeah, they're 8-sided dice.
Ah, yes, I can see them now.
Yeah, they're a little weird.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's like Monda's got a couple weird ones too.
Okay.
You got hit dice, you got wound dice,
Oh,
different
okay.
symbols on, or ammo dice and wound dice.
Okay.
And then for Shadespire, you got completely different dice.
Scatter dice? I missed the old scatter
There is
dice.
scatter dice.
There
Yep.
is scatter dice.
Yep. Yep. So you throw like a smoke grenade, you can move around and whatnot. It stays there. It's pretty cool. Yep.
Nice.
So it looks like he's making a maneuver to bump into his guy.
Well, the infiltrator is flying first because Oliver has initiative. When you have 2 ships that are on the same initiative, like Janor's and Darth Maul, the player that has initiative,
Goes first.
yeah, they go first. They deploy first, and they place asteroids first.
Okay.
So
So that's why
sometimes
his ship's going first because he had the initiative.
going before HWK. They
Okay.
were going before the HWK, yeah. A lot of times I like to defer initiative, specifically if the initiative values overlap significantly
Because
from
then
list to
that
list.
gives you the advantage because your guy's going second to be able to.
Mostly for deployment. I like to see where he's going to put
Oh,
at least
absolutely.
1 or 2 of his ships before I place a ship.
Yep.
Afterwards,
So it's
it
like
kind of becomes a pain because it's nicer to move first because then you can block.
So it looks like the HK just moved 2 forward into the buzz droid.
Nice. And this is just the perfect storm going completely wrong for Kevin, unfortunately.
So the buzz droid going on the back then?
He can't place it on the front.
Gotcha, okay.
Because it would be overlapping with the Falcon. So he has to place it on the back. But the HWK is not going to move at this point until next turn.
Right,
so
which
it's-
is fine.
Yeah, it's probably going to take the crit.
And he could probably block him off with some decent maneuvering.
Well, because he's on the back, next turn, when he moves away, the droid's just going to stay where it is.
The buzz droids, you mean?
The buzz droid,
I'm
yeah.
talking about he could potentially move his droid ships into like a lane of fire and kind of clog him up a little bit. Maybe.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for
Keep him away
sure.
from that.
Well, he flipped, and the vultures are actually facing toward Oliver's table edge.
Is that where they're facing? I thought they were facing.
One of them is facing...
Oh, the orange facing for. Okay, so
Yeah.
So
One of them is facing toward Kevin's end of the table there, straight at it. But
Is
the
that
other
gonna
ones are
have line of
facing...
sight into Jan there?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Okay.
Looks like he has 1 there, and then the infiltrator has arc on the Hawk. But if he fires at the HWK, it's because he doesn't have the Falcon
Let's
in
see.
arc. Because
So 3 bank with the Falcon. Let's see what happens.
did the infiltrator move? Oh,
He hit his own ship, I think. Or no?
oh, did he?
Movement wasn't going to get him past my...
The infiltrator, did it move already?
Yeah, so my 3 banks wouldn't get past the infiltrator, so I had the decision to make where I could either A, do inertial dampener or lose a shield, use
Yeah.
Cannon, and be able to focus up and have a focus with 1 hole, or I could B, move 3 forward, see if I bump. If I 2 bump, don't get an action, get to keep my force and my shield.
But did the infiltrator move?
The infiltrator moved forward and bumped into his own guy.
His own ship. Good play, man. Yeah, good play.
That's what I thought was
Yeah.
going to happen. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's perfect play right there. Oh, I see it now. You can't really see it in the feed, but you can see the vulture right in front of him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see, stand up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I couldn't see
Falcon's
it in the
touching it,
feed,
too.
but there's a vulture. Yeah.
So,
So he's just moving the vulture out of the way so that he's got room to move the.
right. So he can change his movement then with his. Because he said he can move.
Okay, yeah, no.
Do you want to throw the vulture back in?
So you couldn't clear the infiltrator though with the 3 bank. Yeah. So now it's got to sit where it
He's
is.
going to bump into the.
Yeah.
Choice of shield and the force or a focus token.
Yeah.
I mean, with only 1 shield, that's a really tough call.
Yeah. Yeah. It's this is going to be a tough turn for
So then
Han
who
right
can
here.
and cannot shoot right now?
So right now, the vulture over 14 will not be
Touching
shooting
bases
on.
can't shoot.
Han will
Okay.
shoot.
Yeah. Han can shoot the infiltrator.
The shooting. The Han doesn't have arc on the infiltrator,
He doesn't. Oh, because he's side arced.
and he doesn't have the target lock.
Yep. Yep.
It looks like this one's gonna have a shot on.
Yep.
That's gonna be.
And can the infiltrator shoot?
Yes.
Okay.
Straight at Han. Yep.
So
Yeah, I
this
didn't
is
notice
going to
that
be a
turn
very
was-
dangerous turn. Yeah, on our screen
Yeah.
we just see the infiltrator.
Yeah, we can't really
can't-
see the
yeah.
vulture droid right behind him. It's right there.
It's menacingly
Yeah.
blocking that vulture.
There's a real glare too. We need to work on the lighting a little bit. It's
Live and
really
learn.
bright. Yeah.
Yep.
I may be able to turn like the brightness down or the.
Yeah. The one thing I'm a little worried about is that there's a mic over there picking them up. We're going to be talking over them a lot.
I'm gonna give.
But I assume
Yeah.
it's a different feed, right? So we could cut
I mean,
it
I
out.
could set a mic up over there.
Well,
Yeah.
they're-
They're actually feeding through our mics.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they're picking up on our mics.
Okay, so we're not really talking over them too hard then.
Yeah, I don't have the mics on the cameras turned on or anything, so
Okay.
yeah.
Those are good mics.
Not bad, right?
Yeah.
I think it's that one.
Probably.
It might be mine. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just worried about breathing into the mic, but yeah, I assume you would have said something.
Yeah.
So
Here, we'll-
that's a lot
Just
of.
to catch you up there, Han is shooting range 1 at the precise hunter right next to the ash point, number 13.
Okay.
So that's 3 dice, it's going to be 4 dice for a range 1 attack. Jan's taking a stress to give Han an additional dice on roll 5. Roll crit, hit, and a black.
Crit, hit, and blank. And he rolled nothing.
So Precise Hunter is gone.
And that was the full shield one. That was, or the full hull.
That one got
Yeah.
toasty.
So he deleted him. That was
That's
a.
Precise Hunter.
That's a moral victory. That's what
that
they
was
call
14,
that.
you said? Which one was that?
13.
13. Okay.
Yeah. So it was the one that hadn't taken
Yeah.
a hit on the hull yet. So
And here comes. This is a big shot.
yeah,
This is a big roll.
I have a feeling this is going to be painful to watch.
One way or another, it's either not going to.
To shoot them all if I could, just because of hate.
All right.
If the Falcon survives this,
And he's got force yet, and let's.
So we need it. Okay.
And you have no rerolls available, I guess.
yeah,
So it's 3 blanks and a focus.
3 blanks and a focus,
And you have 1 force up.
1 force up, so he could force that into a single hit. But Kevin's rolling 1 defense dice on this.
Shield and a hull. And I get to roll 1 green.
1 green dice, so he could block it, even if he forces it. So
Is it worth it?
it would definitely. If I was in Oliver's position, I would definitely force it into a hit because the Falcon does not have any focus tokens or anything on it right now, right? Rolling and evade. You do have force on the Falcon.
Cannon Jarvis.
Oh, okay. So he does have the force. So he's got basically a 50% chance to block it with a Han reroll. So maybe did he force it?
So he did force it.
He did force it. Okay.
Right? That,
Hits the evade.
you got the evade. Yep.
Okay. I mean, I would have
I
taken
think you
it.
had to take that shot.
Yeah.
He's
I
got
mean,
2 health left, basically.
It's a 50% chance he's going to roll an evade, basically, on that.
Right.
He's got the reroll, but still,
Yeah.
rolling double blank is fairly common. So
I'm going to take a range 1 shot here.
okay, now we got Jan Ors in the HWK. I mean,
That'll be 4 dice.
I say when I fly against Britt, he flies the 2400 and the HWK like this. Typically, I tend to just ignore the HWK because it does not have any firepower.
Right. Well, rolling 4 dice, it seems like a lot of firepower.
He's got it set up in such a way that it can put out some dice, but then you look at the maneuverability side of it, and it's just not going to be able to keep up, really.
Right.
So,
So he's using a calculate.
okay,
Get 2 evades. So 1 hit.
1 hit on
So which droid was that?
That was on number 8.
8.
Right.
Okay, we'll call this one number 8.
Yep. That was the Discord missile one?
Yeah.
That was. Nope. This, the buzz droid hasn't gone off yet. But that was the one that launched.
That
This
launched
is one
it-
of the
the one that had-
Federation drones.
Yeah, okay. Just making sure we got it right on our side.
Yeah.
When I fired it through, I was like, yo, it's all the way through.
I knew it was his man. Well, it's what you got.
So now my mom's getting
Okay. Yeah, I like to say that the first engagement really defines the game.
Yeah.
And that's why that T65 high engagement
Right.
list I was talking about is so
Yeah.
effective, because if after the first engagement, when you come out of that, it really,
Right.
if you're behind the 8 ball like this, it becomes really difficult to
Yeah.
come back.
So he just used the calculate to get into another.
Okay.
And he's in rolling hot. 2 hits and rolled 2 dice into 2 evades.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Back on.
Yeah, he's
So you-
breathing. He's breathing.
Rolling dice of fire over there.
I'm rolling hot again. Just doing more of the car keys.
We're in the last 15 minutes, by the way.
Yeah, I mean he's alive. So the thing is
There's no damage bracket, right?
well there was a half bracket.
Okay.
So if the ship is completely destroyed, you get full points for the ship, whatever the ship costs points wise. If you half health the ship, then you get half the points of the
So
ship.
he's still at a lot of points for just doing what he did to.
Yeah. So if Han's
Yep. So we're doing buzz droids now
so shield on Han.
No,
Oh no,
shield
shield
on,
on Jan.
on Jan.
Yeah. Okay. So
So
right
you
now,
still take the top off of your crit.
well, if he has a shield, you just peel the
Not
shield.
Okay.
Yeah, whether it's a crit or a hit.
Okay.
If he can keep Han alive
And
for the
start
next
blowing
15
away
minutes,
those. I don't know how many points the vultures are.
they're probably 30, 35. Yeah, Han's
So-
what, 120, 130 the weight? 121, yeah.
So 2 droids will still give him. Will tie the game. Two vultures will tie the game. Just about.
They may be a little less.
Okay.
Yeah, they're actually, he's running 4 of them. They're probably 25-ish points apiece, maybe a little more.
So for just chunking them that hard,
Yeah,
especially we got this little parking lot action going
he's
on.
looking at about 60 points just for what he's done so far.
So what is how? So the Falcon's probably just gonna have to boost forward then, isn't he?
He's gonna get he's got to get out of Dodge
Yeah.
ASAP.
So what kind of moves do we got on the Falcon?
on
We're
the
now in the
Falcon.
dial phase here.
Yeah, the Falcon
So you might have
is
to just
not
move straight
super
forward.
fast.
So
Yeah,
or just like a 4K turn.
he could do the.
Or
Well,
is that a K turn?
yeah, that is the
Yeah.
K turn. He could 4K turn, but that puts him flying straight back into the mess. It doesn't have.
I guess it's right. He can just put his guns backwards then.
He could.
Yeah.
He also has a red boost action. So he could 4 forward into a red boost action and try to get some space that way.
Engine upgrade on the
Oh, you got injured?
white.
Oh, yeah. So there's a white boost action, which means he's not going to take the stress to do that. But he can't really do the 4 forward because if you see, even if he clears the infiltrator, there's a chance he's going to end up on that asteroid.
Oh yeah, he's right.
Yeah.
He's definitely going to clip that asteroid.
So if he actually 3 banks
Well, 3 bank into the asteroid.
to
Though.
our right, his left, and then boost, I think he would be able to clear the asteroid because he may be able to do kind of like an S-bend type boost where he
Maybe
he
yeah. It was
turns
just,
left
that's
and
a
then
dial,
banks
so that
right.
whole area is pretty good.
That whole area is open if he can turn. He could also try to turn the other way. I don't
Well,
really
the
like,
3 turn, he couldn't clear the 3 turn.
but the infiltrator is going to move first.
Notice-
The vulture
the vulture's
and the
gonna bump.
infiltrator. He'll probably
Vultures, you do the same thing before vulture bump, and then
he probably will. Oliver will probably 1 forward both of those ships.
I don't see a reason not to.
Yeah,
Because then
and just
Falcon
bump
moves out of the way, and the infiltrator blasts into Jan.
Yeah, so he's not going anywhere really.
Yeah, and then once he moves out of there, that vulture's
But
also got
if
shot at it.
he's offset there, he may be able to clear the 3 bank to the left because he tried the 3 bank
I think he's
right
gonna-
last turn.
He's probably going to have to.
He's got to kind of have to, yeah.
Unless you can maybe like do something cheeky with that droid and throw it in the way.
Which droid is?
The vulture here, maybe do something weird with the vulture to get him in the way.
Yeah, he doesn't. There isn't enough movement for one of those vultures to get that far. I don't think
Because
they
I don't know
have.
we also don't know which direction the vulture's facing.
Well, 2 of them are. One of them's facing.
Okay, so it's facing forward.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're not gonna have.
I don't think. Let's see what he's got. Yeah, they don't have the turn
Well, I
capacity.
mean, 90 degrees.
You
He's
could do
facing
a
that way.
3 bank, or you could 3 turn in, but he's not going to clear the infiltrator. He's not going to get far enough onto the
So how
other
does the
side
90,
of
so
the
he
infiltrator.
couldn't, so the 90 degrees, like he wouldn't be able to end up like here. kind
The
of like
one,
another
the
corner.
one all the way to the left on the feed, he'll probably end up
I
flying.
was looking at the one right here.
Oh, the one right in
If
the
he makes a
front.
90 degree,
Yes,
and kind of, you might be able to block him off.
he
that
could
way.
do that. He could do that.
But then he would have to move forward with the.
Yeah, then the infiltrator will have to bump. And if he did that, and Kevin did the 3 bank like he did last turn, then he would actually clear the infiltrator
Right.
and end up on the other side. It actually, I like the
Just stay
vulture
right.
droid 1 or 2 forward, the infiltrator 1 or 2 forward, stay right where you are and force Han to figure out a way to get out of the situation on his own because he doesn't have options really to do it.
Unless you could also, I mean, so you'd force him to move forward, and then you take this droid, it's already facing this way, and kind of bring him over here to prevent that swoop as well. I think
Yeah.
you could probably keep the Falcon where he is.
One of the other issues with it is, let's see, we'll clear the vulture droid, we bring up the Falcon. He could also just hard turn the Falcon and end up doing a full 90-degree turn and clear to his left, our right.
Right, I'm saying if this droid ends up here,
I don't know if that droid could go that far.
90 degrees, the one that's right there. I mean,
Well, he's facing,
Well,
he's
if he
kind of
doesn't-
facing that way, right?
right, yeah, he's
Like
kind
angled?
of, yeah, it's kind of facing. So
So
where's,
he'll probably end up between kind of 90 degrees to the dial that's on the table and the asteroid.
right,
kind
that's
of
what I'm
right in
thinking,
that.
right in that area. That kind of
Right.
prevents a swoop going this way.
If he comes down, that's who's going to. I think it would clear him. It would carry him clear
You think?
and put him farther down than that dial.
Okay.
I'm not sure that vulture would have enough to
Okay.
kind of. He might have to do a full 3 turn, and then if he had access to like a keep boosting around
Right.
to try and get that.
I don't know the term. I'm just trying to imagine what.
It's kind of hard to see from this angle.
Yeah. Unfortunately, all the action is on the other side of the
Yeah,
table.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of interesting maneuvers. Because then, like I said, if he could get a guy here, he could bring that vulture down and kind of really clog that area up. Even
Yeah.
if that bump has to
Yeah.
go forward.
Yeah. The problem is, the other thing is, if he hard turns, the Han does the hard turn to his left, to our right. His turrets are now facing the wrong way.
Right.
They're facing up and down our screens because he's got them pointed to the side. He'd have to burn an action.
he can
It's a
turn
red,
them. Well,
he
when-
could, but it's a red action
Okay.
to turn the turret. So he could do that.
So it looks like that droid.
But see, now you can see the droid is actually facing pretty much anywhere that Han can go,
Right.
right? So it's definitely getting shots on Han.
Right. Well, Jan's going to fire first, though, so.
Jan is going to fire first. We'll have to see what this
See
other
what-
vulture droid up at the top of the screen does, too.
Yeah, we'll have to see where Jan goes. I think that Vulture, if I were him, I think I would try and bank facing this way as well.
Yeah.
So maybe like.
Maybe even just bank and go straight into.
So the Vulture, I think it had a 3 bank, didn't it?
Well, this Vulture turned in, I think, a
this top
hard
one
one.
up here.
Oh, did he bank it? Oh, he's
Well,
moving him right now.
Yep, that's what he's
Yeah,
doing.
and he's going to bank him into the Janors, which is good because it gets him enough of a corner, and it leaves him facing this way. He's not going to get his action. It doesn't really matter right now. But the other thing is his Janors is actually going to move before Han.
Right.
So he's not really going anywhere either.
So yeah, his bank. Oh, he did a 2 bank, so he's just gonna.
Yeah, he's just going to pop right in. And so when you do this style of thing here where you're running in on a bank like this and you're making contact, you have to make sure the front guides and the back guides are both on the template like it's a train, right?
Okay.
Wheel. So
that's actually really better because he'll be able to shoot still. So if Han ends up over here, he'll still be in that front arc.
exactly. He's got that whole area cleared. So maybe Han is going. Maybe Han is taking a hard 3 right.
The 3 right
and
couldn't
coming.
do it. That's what he tried last time. He didn't have enough to clear.
Well, he had the bank that one. He tried the bank on that one.
Oh, I see.
But
what
the
you're saying.
hard turn, the hard turn, where it's full 90,
gotcha.
might
Okay.
clear. But that's what I was thinking. Maybe he'd go the other way with
I
that.
think that's what he's thinking too.
Yeah. Which really, this has become a danger zone. If he turns into where this dial is on the right side of the screen, this is now just crossfire, right? Like,
Right.
He's got so many different arcs.
He's
in
gonna
there.
want to try and go the other way.
You would think so,
Yep.
if he could. But he runs the risk that he just doesn't have enough juice to get over the infiltrator.
Right.
Well, actually, the infiltrator's got to move first,
So he's gonna.
and he has turned.
so
he did what you were talking about.
Yep.
Yep,
So he's
he
gonna
did
try
what
and
you were
block him
talking
off
about.
that
Yep.
way.
But see, here is what I was talking about. I think with
See,
a
now
3
if Han
hard
goes that way,
template.
he's got. Now he's facing the other. That was a K turn.
Oh, that was the
Or not the Talon.
the Talon roll. Let's
Yeah.
see. Yeah, it was the 2 Talon roll there.
Yep.
Um,
So that'll put, if he makes that hard right, like you said, that'll put
Yep.
him in that line of sight.
so he's
That arc.
kind of covered all his bases here.
I like that. I approve of that.
Yeah, that's nice. That was really
Now the
nice.
Vulture's gonna, or the Infiltrator's basically gonna give him its action. Is gonna have
He's
to.
just gonna beep right into him,
Yep.
right forward. So he's gonna force him to clear, and if he doesn't clear, he's screwed. If he clears,
Right.
he's screwed.
Right.
So that's unfortunate. This is one of the issues with running a 2-ship list.
Right.
Is if you
against the 6-ship list.
Is 5, yeah. If you lose one, you become really. It becomes really hard, especially in this type of a list where it's a
Ooh, so
all
Jan-
in.
That's also interesting because he tried to
He tried to cut in,
right, and this guy coming in
but he can only
blocked,
Yeah.
completely blocked Jan off that way.
Well, that was the thing. Han hasn't moved yet, so
Right.
he ran into the back of Han.
And because he can't move, the buzz droids stay where they are, correct?
Well, they stay where they are, but they were attached to the back, so he's actually detached.
So he
the
moved
buzz
enough
droid.
to detach the buzz
Yeah,
droid?
yeah. It sits where it's at.
So they're not. So the buzz droids are not detached right now. Okay.
Yeah, there's.
Template has to move over the buzz droid.
Yeah,
So putting it
Oh, okay.
yeah.
But he managed to move enough that.
Yeah, basically, it's if you end up with a buzz droid on the back of your ship or on the back of an enemy ship, it's almost an impossibility that it's going to sit on the ship turn to
It's
turn.
just you get one use out of
You
it.
get one use, and it
Yeah.
sits on the field.
Yeah. And I mean, not that anyone's going to get up that way
Yeah,
anytime soon.
yeah.
So, yep. See, there he goes.
He tries to do and he's going to clear. He is going to clear, which does limit the amount of fire that he's going to take for this.
But he is prepared for it. With
He's
that.
got the one, but the thing is, he's only got the one ship firing. He's out of the infiltrator arc. He's out of the vulture on the left side of the
It looks like
screen
the
arc.
problem though is going to be Jan's going to be taking a lot of fire.
Yeah, Jan's, yeah.
Yeah, we're on the 3-minute mark, guys. So can that vulture?
Yeah, if the vulture can
Can the
take,
vulture be the main hero of this game? But the vulture might also be taking at rear fire, or is he on the side? No, his guns are pointed on the side still, right?
Yeah, he can shoot that other one
Okay.
off to the side. Yeah. I'm not sure if it's gonna be enough. If that's 14, yeah. It's unfortunate because he's probably gonna blow this thing up, but it's not gonna matter. So he's got 4 hits. Got 4 hits, rolling 2 defensive dice. All right, so that was number 14, which is nice. I mean, the moral victory.
Did you say 8 or 14?
Number 8.
Did
Okay.
8? I don't think 8 had damage on it.
No, it had
that's
1.
why I didn't take
Yeah,
that.
so
Okay.
it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Maul's going to go right into...
Right into Jan.
If Maul pops Jan, I think that's pretty much...
Yeah, Maul's not going to pop Jan, but Jan only has a combined 5 health. So all he's got to do is put three shots on him, and then he's half healthed him. So get half points. It's not even going to matter because unfortunately,
he's enough.
yeah, he's got the 2 ships down, but I don't think that they. Oh wait, they actually have the points values next to him. So you have 26 and 30, and then 117.
So he's actually in the win right
half,
in the lead right
50,
now.
55. He's 58-ish points up here.
So it's real close.
Yeah, and that's 56.
So this is a...
Janor takes the shield.
It's not enough to have it.
No.
But you have that other droid that can shoot at.
We're going to shoot at number 14. That will not be obstructed.
Actually, Jan Ors had a...
Had a buzz droid eat his shield off, so it needs 1 more damage to get on there.
If he can pop another buzz, if he can pop another vulture, he might actually get this game. There's 30 seconds left. It's a lot closer than I thought it was. Points wise.
You got 20 seconds.
And we're evades it, and then we're going to
If they place the dial. All right, we're going. This is going to be the last turn. We place the dial. Yeah.
You got this last turn.
Keep.
You have to get a dial down before the final.
Yeah.
starting the turn. So now that the turn is started.
Yeah. Once you get a dial down, if it's and it was close.
It was close. I
But
think he might
we don't
lost
have
it
video.
already.
Well, we don't have video replay.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't get that dial down in the 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So that's probably big for me on that one.
Well,
I think it was.
It was.
We don't have video playback. I think it's hard to say. I think it was
It's hard
real
to say.
close. I think for the sake of,
Yeah.
I'll leave it up to the leader here.
I'll let it go. I'll let it go.
I'm
I
just
mean,
a spectator.
I'd like to see how this plays out. To be honest.
Yeah, me too. I want to see the Falcon go.
Yeah, it's only got 1 shield and 1 hull.
But the game is remarkably close right now. Just-
Yeah. But Kevin's playing with fire right now.
I think.
'Cause this point value could swing heavily into all of its flavor.
If Jan gets hit with a buzz droid, that's an auto crit. That puts it Jan at half.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if Jan goes to half and he can't pop another vulture droid, then
Well, Jan is worth 70, so that'll be another 37 points.
37 points, yeah.
So
And that's far more than anyone.
right. So
Vulture
that'll be
droid.
37. So figure 37 points plus the 58 and a half.
Yeah.
So 30. That's well over 100
80,
points.
90. Yeah.
No, not well over.
It's
That's-
up in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's only got 56 points down right now.
Right. And
So-
if he loses that another buzz droid or another vulture, that'll be another.
It'd be up in the 80s, high 80s.
Of course, if you lose the Falcon, he gains.
So that's the thing. It's only got 1 shield, 1 hull.
Right.
And if Janors doesn't become half health, if he manages to keep the Falcon on the table and he manages to pop a vulture droid, then
Right.
he takes the game.
One problem though is that again, if the Falcon gets hit with a buzz droid,
If the Falcon takes anything at this point,
Yeah.
it's probably game over.
Yeah.
probability-wise, I'd probably say this game is going toward Oliver.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
as a fan of
but
vultures, no offense, vultures are one of my favorite ships, even outside of the game.
Well, they were, Tristan was saying that even though it didn't matter about the dial, the dice were done rolling, and we picked dials back up, which means we're in the planning phase.
Oh, okay.
so once you hit the planning phase,
Okay, there you go,
they
yeah.
definitely cleared that.
Okay.
So, like, they say one dial. The dial down is like there is no argument.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, you were definitely in the planning phase.
But if you're saying that both of them are looking at it and put a dial down, and judge can say, like, it's tough to call.
Yeah,
Because the judge has to say where they were.
Yeah.
Without any signs on the board.
because technically you could be looking at a dial in the end
We're
phase.
still looking at the dice and not touching our dials.
Yeah.
You can be like, well, I wasn't planning phase.
Yeah.
But dice were moved, and I definitely say they were in the planning
technically,
phase.
there's an end game or an end phase
Okay.
before there's the planning phase, right?
Well,
but where's the differentiation between the end phase and the planning phase?
Well, he was clearly moving his dial.
Oh, he was
as time was
clearly
going down.
moving
So
his
I would
dial.
say he was
Yeah.
definitely.
But see, the thing is he could pick up his dial during the end phase.
Yeah, but there was intent that he was.
He was- yeah.
He was actively.
He was
and he was quick
actively-
about it. If he missed it, he missed it by a second.
Well, that's close enough.
Right. So like even if
Yeah.
at that 1 second, he was planning on what he was doing.
Oh,
And it
for
wasn't
sure.
like he was just putting it down, making it random. But he made a conscious choice.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why I say he was in the.
Well, he knew what he was going to be
Yeah.
doing. Yeah.
John doesn't figure out his move until after everything else moves.
Right.
How else do you do the what is the Kessler run? The
Kessel ride. Yeah. You just do it.
in less than 12 parsecs.
Yep. Because it was a dangerous maneuver.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I came from Magic. This is part of it.
So obviously in 40K it would go when you hit time, you finish the turn.
In this you do too.
Yeah.
As soon as you enter the next turn, time expires, you finish the
But
turn.
at the same, actually it's not even the case a lot of times. Dice down in like in Warhammer, once you hit the end, that's it, because you can't really finish out a turn because when in a tight setting, a turn could take
a turn could take an hour.
an
and a half.
hour. Yeah, exactly. So it's dice down. Like
Yeah.
that's if you don't start another turn if you don't think you can finish it. Is basically how it goes.
Yeah.
Now in Magic, when you hit time, you have five turns, and that includes you have turn 0,
okay.
and then so my turn, your turn, my turn, your turn, are starting on the present turn of 0,
Oh, okay.
which is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So I do kind of like how that goes.
Yeah.
I have no idea how it works in Underworlds because Underworlds is only 12 actions. Like it's didn't really
It's
need
hard
time.
to-
Yeah, it's hard
yeah.
to go over because it's such a quick game, and there's only only so many turns in this too. I assume, right? Or what's the average turn length for Star Wars or for X-Wing?
75 minutes.
Because we're only on like the
He
third
was laid
turn,
down.
I think.
Thank you, Zen.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. You are at a very intense moment. The Falcon is limping.
Yeah.
The points are actually very close. So, still
Yeah.
got its comm array.
Yeah, we kind of bantered back and forth about what
Yeah.
constitutes the beginning dials down or planning.
So
Yeah.
I think I'd say at the very least he was in the planning phase.
Yeah.
'Cause there was a clear intent that he was.
Clear intent. Yeah.
So, but it might come back to hurt you because if you lose
I
that
think-
Falcon, the game's over.
I think it would completely do his detriment, but
Down points by 3. So
Okay. So he was down by 3. Like I said, it was very close. We were talking
Yeah.
about that too. We just did some quick math.
yeah, the points wise.
Yeah, but it's because his drones just aren't worth that much.
Yeah, but if he deletes another one, it's gonna get.
It's like you have to worry about having a vulture. They just get annihilated.
yeah, there's no half.
There's no having that. So I guess they're in a very critical dial phase.
Yeah.
So
I know he slapped his dial down on the Falcon.
is that is that Falcon dial set now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you already knew. All right.
Where it was.
All right.
Yeah.
So this is really interesting. Where do you think that Falcon is going to go? So he has to get away from things. And what should his target be at this? What should Kevin's target be at this point?
I think what he should do is it's kind of hard to say because part of you wants to just get out of Dodge with the Falcon.
Right, that's what I
because
think he
you want
should
it to
do.
survive, but you need to delete a Vulture droid.
Right.
And
So he wants to keep that side arc fire.
The other thing is Jan can't really afford to lose much more either.
Right.
Because even if he keeps the Falcon alive, if Oliver manages to half health Jan, it's all for naught.
Right, because he's up by 3. We know that for a fact, and we've already established that if he does half Jan, which he's only one away from, the game's over. Because that half of Jan is 35. It's more than a vulture.
Than one vulture.
Right.
Yeah.
And change.
Yeah. So he needs the firepower, which means he can't get out of dodge with both ships.
Right, and I think with the Falcon, because now you can see his droids are coming down here. Just swooping along there. I think the best move for the Falcon might be even be go for broke and either swoop around or turn around and face, because it doesn't matter. You're not going to facing.
Yeah, one thing
or you just get out of dodge and go that way.
He could do a hard turn so that he doesn't have to rotate his turret.
Right.
And then take a target lock on something.
Yeah, you want to kind of get that broadside. You want to get
exactly.
So you swoop around, because if he goes up here, that's got to go forward in some capacity. And then he's planning on him going down this way, which is a smart move. If he banks to the left there to potentially get out of dodge, he's got a vulture on his ass.
Hopefully, Kevin did a 2 left turn at this point.
Right. That'll put that vulture right in range.
Right in range. And because Han's at initiative 6, hopefully he can just delete it before it does anything back.
Right.
And then
Jan. And let's see what Jan. Now looks like those 2 vultures are. He doesn't look like he's going after Jan at all.
Not right now. No.
Which might be an ultimate mistake, in my opinion.
And see, the infiltrator now is. Oh, he pulled a Stegnor loop.
Okay.
So it looks like, with the way the arc is on the infiltrator, regardless of what
Jan does, he'll be in range.
Well, regardless of what Han does, he's going to be out of arc with the infiltrator, so he's safe.
Okay. The Falcon is, you mean?
The Falcon, yeah.
Yeah.
A Jan, on the other hand, let's pull up the Hawk dial real quick, because if say he pulled a 4 forward with the Hawk,
that puts him right in line with the Buzz or with the vultures, though.
It
put him right where the Falcon is.
It may clear the infiltrator firing arc.
But he'll probably have to bump right here, because the Falcon's going to move after. That'll put him right in line with that.
That is true.
That puts a Buzz droid right on him.
He's got to find a way to get Jan out of a multiple arc situation right now.
I think
maybe if he did a 1 forward, he can bump and hope for the best against an infiltrator range 1 shot.
Yeah.
And then turn far enough away with Han so he's out of infiltrator arc and
now,
delete the vulture
what if he made a
droid.
right turn, that hard 3, just to go that way and maybe clear the infiltrator's rear and be completely out of line of fire?
I mean,
I don't know if he has enough to clear that.
What I would like to see right now is like a 1 bank or a hard 2 turn into the infiltrator with the HWK.
Right, because then he can't shoot it.
Then he can't shoot.
Right.
And even though he's sacrificing the HWK shot, that means that the HWK is now safe for the turn.
Right, and it depends on where the foul. But he has to get he has to get something though.
Well, that's the thing. If he hard turned left, like a 2 hard left with the Falcon, it pulls him out of arc with the infiltrator, and puts him into arc with that vulture droid. And if he takes that vulture droid out, he probably takes the game.
Unless one of the other vultures can put some damage into.
Yeah.
Into the Falcon.
If the Hawk manages to turn in,
I think a lot of this determines on what the Hawk is going to do.
Yes, and then the back vulture droid may get some shots on the Falcon.
Right.
And it'll be about.
And if he's rolling hot, it'll be all right.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
He'll probably have 2 defensive dice.
And if we get Buzz droids on him, he only has to put 1 damage into him.
Yeah, that's true. So this is going to be
very interesting. So see what the Hawk does. 3 bank on the Hawk.
3 bank. Really hoping for the other direction.
Yep.
And he couldn't have known.
Right.
But if he had gone the other direction, it would have really saved that ship.
Yep.
Now he's He's got the Infiltrator to deal with.
Yep.
He's got the Vulture droid to deal with. I don't think the Hawk can put out enough defensive dice to keep itself from being half health.
I don't think so. No.
And
Because he only has to take what, 1 at this point?
I think so.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's kind of unfortunate.
And so if that Vulture is still alive and is facing him as well, that's a Buzz Droid.
Well, the Buzz Droid comes out prior to movement.
Well, no, or the Discord missile.
The Discord comes out prior to movement.
Does it?
In the system phase. It's like a bomb or a
so
mine.
so it's done out.
So yeah, so if it hasn't
Okay.
come out yet, it's not
Well,
coming
no,
out.
because they shot the Discord. That's where this one came from. It's how he took the damage from that. He got hit with that after the movement phase.
Well, you get hit with it after the movement phase because it attaches, but it gets launched during the system phase.
No, that's not what happened. The regular Buzz Droid, the
Right?
Discord missile, came out after movement phase last time.
I thought the Discord missile came out during the system phase.
No, that's why Jan couldn't move out of the way, or couldn't evade that back shot.
Jan is going to use his ability. If Jan did a white
Hey, Oliver.
take that away. Then going to Lando.
Hey, Oliver. When did the Discord missiles go out?
It landed on the back of Hawk.
No, when did they go out? System phase?
Yeah, system phase.
System phase.
Okay.
Yep.
It's weird that it stayed on last time.
The game that they go out.
Yeah.
5 turns.
Yeah. Well, I was just wondering how the Buzz Droid stayed on Jan for that last turn. Is what I was curious about.
It didn't stay on Jan. It stayed.
Yeah, it was far enough away.
It's interesting.
Well,
So I guess he's banking on Jan blowing that one up. Am I just going to spend an action to change his fire arc?
well, he just because the dial phase is done in secret.
Right.
It
So
sometimes
so it
you
looks
just
like
get outthought.
Yep, looks like the droids might have.
He just he didn't anticipate the.
Oh, there
thank
we
you.
go. Nice.
He didn't anticipate the Infiltrator doing the Stagnor loop.
I see. That's what at the start of the engagement phase is when the Discord missiles go out.
You may spend 1 calculation 1 energy to launch 1 Buzz Droid swarm. So it is at the start of the engagement.
That's
phase.
what I thought. Yep.
But yeah, it's a missile.
Yep. So that's how Jan got hit with that Buzz Droid last turn.
Yeah, it's at the start of the engagement phase. You may spend 1 calculation 1 energy.
Oh, that lets Han shoot at. He's gonna try and damage the Infiltrator.
Well, kind of the problem with that is that Maul is at 5 hull and 6 shields.
So he's got to do that, and he's at max, right?
Yeah, he's got it. No, he's not at max, but he's got to do like 5 or 6 damage to
Yeah, I
half
think
health.
yeah,
Because he did take at the very beginning of the game. He took
2 shields, I think.
yeah.
So he's got to do. So that would be a total of 13.
He's
So he's got to get down. The
He's
lead.
got to do like 5 damage
Yeah.
right now, and he's only rolling 3 or 4 dice.
Yeah.
So he
He might have
doesn't
been
really-
expecting a Vulture to be in that range.
We're going to spend the time. And we'll take this. So,
hit crit.
And he's hoping for a good crit too. Well, he's got enough shields.
He's got 2 shields, which is he's only got 2
and
shields.
he gets another evade through the cover.
Hit crit.
so you'll just take a crit, that'll be a shield. Or you can take 2 and it gives you 2 more focuses.
Yeah. See what I was looking for is if he had
So one
blanked
crit
out,
went through. Yeah.
he would. You have to take hits first before you take crits.
Okay.
So you could have taken the hits on the shields, pulled a crit card. There's a crit card where you take another hit. So
Right.
it could have kind of amplified itself,
But looks like he kind of.
but he took 1, right?
6, because this is in your favor. Round in your favor.
He took 1.
The half points is have to do more than half. Right?
Yeah, if it's.
So he's still
an
above
odd
half
number.
then, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And Jan,
So Maul takes 2 points of damage because he wants to take.
to get the force.
Yeah.
You got 2 force from it. And then he.
So Maul took 2 shields, right?
So
Down to
Maul
just
is, and
all.
he's still above half. So now he's got 2 force to blow in a hawk.
Yeah.
It's not looking too good.
It was unfortunately
He got outmaneuvered
he
there.
just got outmaneuvered, and sometimes that happens.
Yep.
Kevin was trying to.
So if we're correct, Hawk only needs to take 1 more damage to be halved.
Yeah, and he's going to be taking 2 shots here. 2 hits. Two evades. Beautiful. So he stops that.
And then
Now the HWK is now going to fire.
the
The Vulture droid. The other Vulture droid.
ooh, we got some stuff coming back. So we're at a very intense moment here.
Let me know after. On the event. I gotta get myself one of these.
One of them, yeah.
This laser thing.
Yeah.
They're great.
Especially it's really good for Necromunda and stuff because you can get some crazy angles in Necromunda once you start getting the 3D
Oh,
terrain.
yeah.
It's supposed to be, imagine taking a regular small 4x4 board on one of those Sector Imperialis tiles and just filling it with a whole table's worth of terrain. Yeah, like catwalks and stuff running
Well, it's like
around.
Infinity. I've always wanted to play Infinity.
Yeah. There's a lot of cool games. That's one I haven't
Yeah.
seen played. One guy who played Kill Team, we've ever seen, another James, who was around. He was looking at Infinity. He had one of the books.
Yeah. Well, you can. It's like War Machine. You can download the book free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
GW's got to get on that, but they won't.
Yeah. That's not. You can't make money doing that.
Exactly. Except they can.
You can't milk your customers for every dime they have.
That's right. Now, one thing I'm also looking forward to is Legion when it because I shouldn't say looking forward. It's been out for a while now. I'm looking forward to they got the Rebels and droids coming out with the next expansion pack, the next starter set. My buddy and I are going to split it. I'm going to get me some droids, some droidica.
It looks like a great game.
Yeah.
I'm just having a hard time stepping into another game where I have to build and paint models.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one nice thing about X-Wing.
Yeah, and the models are beautiful for being somehow.
So here comes Jan's shots.
mass-produced.
Yeah. So I guess that droid did have.
Or didn't have?
I think it did, but we got to shoot Jan.
Oh, okay.
One hit.
One hit.
This is pretty big. Although it's not going to be able to kill the droid, right? Or have it at all?
No, unfortunately not. Unfortunately not.
So
And he's got 2 defense dice. So.
this
Hits
looks
the
like
evade.
he'll dodge it.
So Han did shoot.
So then, so it looks like you won by 3 points.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have shots?
So the
He's still the shot. He's still the shot.
are there still more
Okay.
point? I guess
But
point totals
it's
do
not
matter.
gonna matter.
Okay.
It's not going to matter.
Yeah.
Yep.
So so far we're a 3-point victory. Wow.
Which was the best one of the night. I lost in 45 minutes.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Oh, man.
Well, this is the one we got on stream. So
Yeah. Okay.
meanwhile, Han is alive because of hot dice rolls. But sadly, it was not enough to cool the. All right.
Cool. That was
So,
quite the game.
We're just gonna finish that one up. Yeah.
Yeah.
We might lose. He's burning some stuff. Some calculates. Looks like he's gonna go into in the rear of the Falcon here.
Okay, so they are going to.
They're gonna play that because I guess points do matter for this event. Or not really.
We're going to try to keep statistics.
Okay.
We're going to try to keep numbers for everybody. That
All right,
way.
What? What's going on with Han? Han lost his shield. A shield. And
Shield.
so Han has 1 whole point left.
Oh wait, I popped the wrong one off. Let's put that one back. We'll put this one down.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna try to keep.
We're gonna try.
statistics.
Ooh, and look, we get one more shot off on Han.
Oh wow.
Instead of going into the Hawk for maximum points, we're gonna try and
Well, this would be
more point. Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, which I think a Hawk might be easier to get the points off, but then you get a couple more points going into.
Given ranges, they're both rolling 2 defensive dice.
Okay.
So I think it's kind of a wash.
Okay, so probably go for the most points you can.
Yeah.
But Han's got rerolls though.
Han does have the rerolls.
But let's see. Ooh.
One hit.
Han stays alive.
Han stays alive.
Yep.
You want to keep shooting? Or do you want to call it?
All right. Well, the game is officially over.
Game's officially over.
They're gonna maybe just keep playing stuff out, but the game is officially done.
Game is officially great game.
It was a really good game. It was a really fun game to watch. My first official full game. I got a good idea what was going on.
I think you're ready
So-
to just jump in.
Probably. I think so. I'd like to think I catch on pretty quick.
Yeah.
So like I caught that. Someone else didn't.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yep.
We had the cards.
Yeah, we were given a
James
card.
Brought over the cards there.
So I was right that he did launch the missile off before the.
It's the start of the
engagement phase.
engagement phase.
I like that a lot actually.
Yeah, and you have to spend a calculate token to do it.
So I guess it's like a missile lock at that point.
Yeah, you have to spend the action to get the calculate token usually, and you have to spend the energy. It's only got 1 energy.
Okay. So you probably couldn't do it again.
Yeah, so it's a one-time deal.
I mean, that's still pretty. I think basically getting a guaranteed crit. I think it's a pretty powerful ability.
Oh, it's great.
So
yeah,
I definitely like that.
It's a cool little card.
As opposed to just the regular Buzz Droid that would.
Well, this is how you would take it. You'd have to take both. This is
Oh.
to actually get it on the field, and then this is the rules for the Buzz Droid itself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you can't just release Buzz Droids.
No, it doesn't look like it, because this would be, if that were the case, this would be a device or a bomb
A thing on the
symbol.
back, okay.
But this is just the informational card for the
Okay.
the droid. So it's got 3 defensive dice, got 1 hull.
Okay, so then he launched the first one. I guess early
yeah.
on, yeah.
And then launched the next
Oh, that's
one
right, because he
a
did
couple
attach to the Falcon in the
Yes.
same, but they got shot off by the Hawk.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
So that was pretty good. That was really intense. Like that was
Yeah.
a 3-point game, and Han just rolling hot the whole time.
And he survived.
He did.
He did 1
Yep.
hull.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's still he's worth so many points.
Yeah. That's
He-
kind of the downside,
yep,
right? 117 points.
Yep.
The most of the eggs.
Yep.
Right in
And
that
and
basket.
that, with the half rule, that's really you have to expect to give up those points.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
but then you
Like-
also have to expect he was blowing up, 1 a turn, pretty straightforward.
Well, exactly. He's got
So,
to when you're rolling a list like that.
And then last turn he didn't,
Yeah.
which was kind of rough because it looked like it was weird. I guess. Well, again, he got outmaneuvered, so he can only shoot into the infiltrator.
Yes. Yeah.
So that was, and he kind of, I kind of picked up on that too. He kind of did what I thought he was going to do, and swoop around and try and cut him off.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
and that worked out.
I was really hoping to see a turn from the Falcon on that lap.
That's if I was in his position, that's what I would have done because I would have, again, I was expecting
That's
the
the
swoop to
Segnor
come
move.
down,
Yeah.
and then the Falcon coming to get that broadside off.
What's going on, James?
So, hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
We're
you're
just
live
going
on
over.
stream.
We're just going over some maneuvers.
So James played a game, his league game. How did that go, James?
Ooh,
Nice. 45 minutes, you said.
Yeah.
quick game.
45 minutes he already killed 2 my 2 ships. And then he had 5 ships to my 1 ship, and I was like, I don't want to really go through this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 ship.
It's all right,
And
he-
he had like 2 hulls, so I was like, oh god.
Yeah.
You gave them your time.
Yeah.
We set it over this way.
It's, you know,
But that's
So he ran, I'm guessing, at least 2 Aether Sprites. Were you playing against Daniel?
yeah, Dan. Yeah, he did those 2 weird ships.
Oh, the bats.
The small arcs.
Oh. Yeah, the little bats.
Yes.
They got the bent down wings.
Yes.
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like those
And,
too. Yeah.
I just flew that beginning, and then it does. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the dice.
And
Yeah.
you know, and I had this other list that I played at the beginning of the day today that I was like, all right, where it was no defense, it was all offense.
Yeah.
And then Harvard beat me in that, and I was like, gosh, what the fuck do I need? I was like, I don't need.
Says the guy who made every evasion roll possible. I was like, almost.
All my cards said let's add to the
Or next league night, or something.
Okay. So next league night, 2 weeks from now,
Yep.
Tuesday.
I'll be here. As far as I know, I'll be
again?
here. Yeah,
Awesome.
if you want me here.
Yeah,
If
for
not, you
sure.
can have someone else come on.
Sure. Maybe we'll catch your game. Yeah.
So, if you need me, I'm here. I'm the floating panda for a reason. I just fill in when.
Part of our league now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm unofficially.
The voice of
Yeah,
the league.
yeah, I'll take
Yeah.
it. So,
It's that you're not playing, which really helps.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a neutral side here. I can kind of, I don't, pick and choose.
Sleeping Dragon over there is Tristan. Sleeping Dragon.
Yeah, you think so? Yeah, sleeper.
Yeah, I see when he played a bunch of other tournaments, being like house tournaments.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's
Got a big contender.
Dragon into the hen house. He's like house and beer.
You're the one that invited him.
It's your fault. It's all your fault.
We only get better if we play.
Yeah.
That's right. That's absolutely true.
So I think if we keep doing it like this, by the time it gets to like packs, we're all gonna roll in there.
Oh, we're gonna be.
That's
yeah.
right. BWG is taking packs.
I have to get me one of these.
Yeah, you do.
These-
Talk to Aaron. He'll talk to
Aaron,
Sean.
Yeah. This should be our uniform.
Well, you'd also talk to the same people, get them customized. Because I have one for my team game for Adepticon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna put it on stream because it's like Katie getting ripped. You've seen it.
Oh.
Yeah,
I think
like
I
Katie getting ripped in half with the
Yeah.
Chaos Star. Yeah,
have. Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
It's rather humorous when you look at it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
All right.
So
Well,
I personally, I'm a little glad that the droids won because I'm a little partial to the vultures.
it was a great
But
game.
it was a really good game.
Yeah, that
So,
could have gone one way or the other. If the
Yep.
dice had turned on that last turn.
Yep. You
Kevin
got a good
made it
evasion
different
off
a
of
little
that.
bit.
Yep.
If he maneuvered a little bit differently, it would have gone a little differently. But
So, yeah, that was a big evasion turn.
well, thanks for watching.
Thank you very much, guys.
That was quite the stream.
Absolutely, I
Good
think
first,
so.
First round.
Yep,
We had
little-
some technical difficulties.
We'll hammer them out. We'll try and
made
get
it
some
close.
nice top-down view on dice and whatnot.
Yeah, the dice feed.
So I think
the lighting.
I think getting some dial views would be nice too.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be a little tough.
Yeah,
We can,
but otherwise we can see what they're
Yeah.
doing when they do it. And
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
But definitely we're working on it.
Yeah.
For number one stream, I think we did all right.
We did okay.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah, Amy's
So.
probably watching this, like, her head's probably blowing out. She's like, oh my God, what did you guys do?
What are they doing? We're ruining everything.
All right,
So,
well, we will see you guys next time.
absolutely,
2
guys.
weeks from now, 7 o'clock.
On
Have
time
fun.
this time.
On time.
Yep.
All
My
right.
fault.